today on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Now, normally during a summer in a college town like Tucson, we enter into a show like this wondering what are we going to lead with today? Obviously, it's summertime and there's not much happening over at the University of Arizona. And for the last month, we really haven't had to ask that question because we've had the World Cup, America's World Cup tournament. That had kind of taken over and dominated the top of every show, as it did yesterday, as we talked about the final and Spain winning. Now we've got to be back to a point where we figure out, what are we leading with today? Well, how about the good thing that happened out of the Diamondbacks series opener against the A's last night?
Arenado down the line, and there's 2,000 for Nolan. He's into second with a double. 2,000 career hits for the great Nolan Arenado.
It was a feat that we knew was coming. He got number 1,999 on Sunday in the dramatic rally from 7 runs down against the Cardinals, his former team. I guess the only thing that would have been better is if he had gotten that record against the Cardinals last night, despite getting it against the lowly A's, who incidentally won that game last night. We'll get to that right there. But 2,000 hits for Nolan Arenado. And this brings a very interesting scenario, quagmire that I've always kind of struggled with in professional sports, in particular in Major League Baseball, where you get a guy who obviously, and you'll hear Torey Lovullo talk here in a moment, Nolan Arenado is going to next, as I like to say, next stop, Cooperstown, New York, for Nolan Arenado when he is done playing this game of Major League Baseball. He put himself on a real exclusive list last night. But I've always struggled with guys at the end of their careers who are in a new town. Like, again, the first season for Nolan Arenado playing for our Arizona Diamondbacks. And sure, if you follow the game, you know who he is. He started with the Rockies, then he went to the Cardinals and all of that. But if you're a, quote, Diamondbacks fan, this is the first time you've had this guy on your team. And we don't know how long Nolan Arenado's going to be wearing a Diamondbacks uniform. Might be just this season. Might be maybe 1 or 2 seasons. Could be maybe 3 seasons. Maybe he gets enough longevity that he carves out a little piece of that Hall of Fame career here in Arizona. But I've always kind of struggled with it, and I've been in this situation before with guys that arrive and they get these career milestones, but we really haven't been a large part of what got them to that milestone. I remember the number of years I was in Cleveland, and this particular scenario was a little bit different for me when we got guys like Oral Hershiser and Eddie Murray at the end of their careers. Now, Oral for me, I've always kind of followed the Dodgers because I had an LA connection, so it was a little bit easier for me because I was there. I was living in Los Angeles when Oral Hershiser was at the height of, 50 innings plus, and kind of did what Christian Sanchez did this year. He had 50 plus scoreless innings the year then Dodgers won the World Series. Kirk Gibson hits the home run. They knock off the favorite Oakland A's. I was living in Los Angeles during that time. So I had lived and been a part of the early part of his career before he got to Cleveland. Eddie Murray, I was there. My uncle was playing in Baltimore when Eddie Murray first came up. I think I've told the story before about how there was a game. I think I was in 7th grade, a game in Cleveland. My dad takes me to the game. Eddie Murray gets thrown out of the game. Earl Weaver does one of his famous tear up the rule book explosions at the umpires. And 2 innings later, Eddie Murray comes up. My dad and I, we had box seats there right behind the Orioles dugout. He comes up and he sits and watches, the rest of the game with me and my father in the box seats. It's like who could get away with that today? Who could get away with that? A star player, and he was still young, but Eddie was. I think this was probably maybe his second, third year. It's probably was around 1981 or two. So he'd been in the league. I'm sorry, 1978. I think it was 78. Probably. I don't think it was that 79 season. I think it was either the season before that. It might have been that 79 summer when they went to the World Series. But I want to say it was 78, the summer before that. But anyway, this young player comes up, and, it's like people kind of got – it took like 2 or 3 innings for people to figure out, hey, that's Eddie Murray sitting down there. And then people started coming around and asking for his autograph. But I had a connection to Eddie when he finally got to Cleveland at the end, and he started setting some of the milestones that he's had. I'm interested to hear, though, maybe from Diamondbacks fans, how they feel about this, how they feel about Nolan Arenado. This guy's had this great 14-year career, and now he's in Arizona with the Diamondbacks, your team, for the first time, but he achieves this 2,000 hit plateau. It's just, I've always kind of had that weirdness about old guys getting to new cities and starting to break records and how you should feel about that. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Dragon Ball, you obviously are a long time. I mean, you grew up here, but you don't necessarily, you're not, quote, a Diamondbacks fan, but no. I'm sure you followed the Diamondbacks. How do you view that when a guy, I'm trying to remember anybody that maybe got to the Pirates later in life that had
anybody who got to the Pirates later in life was probably not somebody that was going to be around in the majors for very long.
You'll get a kick before we go down. I got to tell you this story. So I was at my dad's a couple weeks ago, and my dad still gets a ton of mail from people who want him to sign stuff. And one day my stepmom brings in the mail, and I pick up this one envelope, and it said Sid Bream. And I was like, it had Sid Bream's name on it, and it was addressed, though, it was my father's address. And I'm like, clearly somebody mixed up their addresses, and we got I would imagine it was like one of those kind of envelopes that probably had a picture in it, one of the bigger pictures in it versus a card or anything of that nature. I said, yeah, there's clearly a Sid Bream picture in there that some guy once signed, but he sent it to my father's address.
I mean, that's an interesting slip up in regards to the mailing situation.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to enjoying, again, that's the major thing. As a sports fan, it's about enjoying the level of talent that you get to see on a day-to-day basis. And Nolan has provided that for the year that he's had with the Diamondbacks. He's been hitting rather well, still showing a lot of the signs of that Gold Glove third baseman, which, to be honest, that's really more so what he's been known for, considering the fact that he was in Colorado for a long time. Everybody that plays in Colorado, they're expected to be able to hit. If you can't hit in Colorado, then you're not probably
hitting nowhere
you're not hitting anywhere in the majors. But having great defense at the hot corner in Colorado was something that a lot of people were really, really surprised by, because he didn't see a lot of great defense in Colorado for a long time. Then he takes his talents over to St. Louis, has a couple more good years there before eventually coming over to Arizona. You got to just enjoy the talent where it's there. And let's ask this question. Caleb Love was scoring 1,200 points with UNC. When he broke the 2,000-point mark, did U of A fans feel like maybe they were slighted over the fact that they only really got to see maybe just around 800 of those points?
But he was here. I mean, I get that. Shorter window of time, though, when you're talking about college athletes,
right?
And for a 4 to 5 season stretch where you could have a guy for half his career, but that's only 2 years.
It's two completely different conversations, right? So you can celebrate Nolan Arenado's 2,000 hits while not claiming that all but 79 of them are in Phoenix. 79 hits is what he has in a Diamondbacks uniform, 2,000 in his career. Tom Brady broke the all-time passing record in a Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniform.
Exactly. That's the story.
I mean, where was LeBron James playing when he broke Kareem's record? So, again, I think celebrating the athlete and how much time and effort and, behind the scenes and all the effort and work that goes into some kind of monumental number. I mean, 2,000 is the new 3,000, fellas.
No, we're not seeing those very much.
2,000 is a crazy number, but any of those legacy, long-time, statistical benchmarks that people reach, you celebrate Nolan Arenado. You don't claim the Diamondbacks have another 2,000 hitter, 2,000 hit player.
Right. Exactly. 520-848-1290 is number to get in on the program. He is now, Nolan Arenado, one of 6 active players with 2,000 hits still playing. Can you name one of the other 5?
We talked about this. I know Goldie's one of them.
Goldie is one of them.
Goldschmidt's one. I don't believe Giancarlo Stanton.
You should get one of these. I gave you a clue right there.
Andrew McCutchen probably is one up there.
Andrew McCutchen is one of them.
If Freddie Freeman hasn't reached 2,000.
Freddie Freeman is one of them.
Freddie Freeman is the active leader in hits.
Yeah. The other 2 are Jose Altuve and Manny Machado.
Look at all these alliterations. Freddie Freeman, Manny Machado.
A lot of MMs.
So Nolan Arenado got on that list last night. Hit number 2,000 in a 5-2 loss to the Oakland A's. Let's hear from.
Whoa. They're not Oakland.
Well, whatever.
Can't claim Oakland.
The Major League Baseball
the
A's.
The athletics, whatever you want to call
The
it.
athletics from
Until
parts
they
unknown.
leave, as far as I'm concerned, until they leave Northern California, they're the Oakland.
Wasn't there an NBA team at one point, like 20, 30 years ago, that briefly took the league itself took ownership over or whatever?
Yeah.
So I think they're the MLB A's for now until they get a home.
From parts unknown, the Athletics.
I think it was the Bobcats.
From parts unknown.
Yeah.
The Athletics. All right, let's hear from Nolan Arenado after getting his 2,000th hit.
It feels really good. I'm not gonna lie. This one feels good. I try not to talk about things like that whenever I get some accomplishments, but this one feels pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So, it's, I just thank God that I've been healthy enough to do it. It's really cool. I'm happy to do it here. A team that wanted me, it feels good. I don't know what else to say, but it's kind of tough when you lose too. So it's like I'm kind of like mixed emotions right now. But it's been a lot of work. At one point, as I was going through my career, I was like, I might be able to get there. And then the last couple of years, I was like, I don't even think I'm going to get there. So, it's kind of cool to be in this position now. So, just thankful for all the help I've had through the coaches here, the coaches I've had before, my teammates, everybody. It's been pretty cool.
But the active 2,000 hit club list, that's not the list. That's not the list. Freddie Freeman, Altuve, McCutchen, Goldschmidt, Machado, that's not the list. The list is 2,000 hits, 350 home runs, 10 plus Golden Glove or Gold Glove awards. Only 5 other players ever on that list. Can you name me one?
Well, I can give you the 2 third basemen that are also on that list.
Okay.
I believe that's Brooks Robinson and Mike Schmidt.
Brooks Robinson is not on the list. Mike Schmidt is on that list.
Oh, probably the home runs is probably what's gotten Brooks Robinson off of that.
I don't know that he quite got to 350 home runs there.
I mean, 10 Gold Gloves alone.
That's
a
usually
short,
gets
that's a short list. That's
that
a
gets
short
you
list of players.
that gets you into Cooperstown by itself.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to think of the greats like Willie Mays and Clemente and those kind of guys.
Willie Mays,
like defensive-wise.
Willie Mays is on that list. Probably the most recognizable player of this generation. Junior Griffey is on that list.
Yeah,
2,000 hits, 350 home runs, and 10 Gold Gloves.
Junior is the first guy that came to mind when you said who would be on that list, but then my brain was like, there are too many injury years in there. There's no way he got 10 Gold Gloves.
Yeah.
You would think. I mean, especially considering the fact that so much of his career when he was in Cincinnati, you didn't really think about the Reds and what Griffey was doing just because, okay, he's got a season with about 30-something home runs, but you didn't really hear about him doing anything else. So him getting 10 Gold Gloves on that list, that's actually kind of a shock.
Yeah.
I miss Ken Griffey Jr. not being around. It was fun when he was around, hanging out in Tucson, watching his kids play for the U of A, popping up at games and whatnot. That was a time to be alive for sure. The other 2 names are on that list: Al Kaline and Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench, Ken Griffey Jr., Al Kaline, Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt, and now Nolan Arenado. Let's hear from Nolan about being a part of that class.
Obviously I peeked and I saw the list of the guys that, won 10 Gold Gloves and 350 homers and 2,000 hits. So, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm pretty excited about it. Obviously, those guys are legends of this game, icons, people that I mean, the first time I ever met King Griffey Jr., I couldn't believe it. I almost forgot what he even said. So and Willie Mays is obviously he's in that category of just legends and. So just to even be mentioned with them, and then obviously seeing Mike Schmidt up there, who's the GOAT, Mike Schmidt was the first guy when I was coming up, when I started to perform better. He was the first guy to say, I love the way this guy plays. He was the first former legends of the game that says, I like this third baseman. So that meant a lot to me. So I'll never forget that.
All right, now to circle back to where we started this conversation is how we feel about this young man, not young anymore, but this older gentleman, older ball player, coming into Arizona for the first time, achieving this particular feat. Let's hear from the skipper on how he feels, Torey Lovullo, about this whole situation.
I'm honored to just share the same dugout with him right now. I've watched him for a long time, more when he was in the West, and just admired him from afar. And the fact that I get to manage him is a total honor for me. Future Hall of Famer for sure, and he's just making our ball club better with everything that he's doing. There's an intensity to him. There's a focus with what he's trying to get to every single day. He's got his OPS right around 740. And has done an unbelievable job being a great teammate, and had a special moment there that we were all proud to be a part of.
Yeah. Now we all know that when his time comes to head to Cooperstown, Nolan Arenado, I don't know which hat he's going to wear. It's not going to be a Diamondbacks hat, unless for some reason. Now, the only reason that might change is if they catch lightning in a bottle and win a World Series with him. And he has a big World Series. I don't know if, one season and leading and winning your only World Series. I don't think he won a World Series in St. Louis. Winning a World Series could change that perspective, but it's probably either going to be the Colorado hat or the St. Louis hat. I would think probably going to be more the St. Louis hat than the Colorado hat. But anytime you can get a Hall of Famer into your dugout, whether that's a Nolan Arenado, whether that's an Oral Hershiser, whether that's an Eddie Murray, any guy late in his career, Ricky Henderson, any of those types of guys, anytime you can get a guy, Ichiro Suzuki, like that in your dugout, if you're a manager, you absolutely take that opportunity for what he can do for the other 24 guys, the impression he can make on the other 24 guys.
I think Ricky cares about what other people are doing besides Ricky.
Yeah, that's the big thing there, is that you got to get somebody that has that pedigree, but you also got to bring in somebody with a little bit of care for the people that are going to be quote unquote underneath.
Don't forget, Ricky went and sat at the back of the bus until what's his name came on and said, Ricky, guys with tenure sit at the front of the bus, and he said tenure. Man, Ricky got 15, 20 years.
Sure. No, I mean, I think it's jestful to poke fun at Ricky Henderson because of the whole third-person thing, but that's the forward-facing public image. I would not be surprised, guys, if Ricky Henderson was, good to some of the younger players and gave them some tips. But Ichiro Suzuki, on that list, you're talking about a guy who clearly wants to do everything within his power to help the next generation be just as good. I mean, I've seen Ichiro give batting tips to players. He has been retired for 15 years, right? Yeah, he's all about it.
Yeah, I can tell you probably, though, Jeff Kent's probably not one of those guys that wanted to go ahead and be talking to the 20, 21-year-old kids and be like, yeah, this is how you want to play the ball games. Like, I'm here to hit. I don't want to do anything with these kids. No, I'm not trying to teach these kids how to do anything. I'm Jeff Kent. I was here to hit. And I don't like Barry Bonds.
520-848-1290. Your thoughts on Nolan Arenado, how you feel about that as a Diamondback fan, or if you're a Rockies fan, are you a Cardinals fan? Seeing Nolan Arenado having this finest hour here in the desert, what did that mean for you? Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic in your way.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Crash Swan and Sunrise in the foothills and backups northbound on Swan approaching Sunrise Drive. A wreck in Oro Valley, Oracle and Rancho Vistoso and Oracle at McGee and La Cholla. That was a reported hit and run. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 3:30. 77 is going to be our low. 99 tomorrow with a chance of rain, and 92 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Cunol Turmeric.
Doctors recommend turmeric more than any other supplement for joint health. Cunol Ultra High Absorption Turmeric is the #1 form of turmeric. We're clinically tested to support joint health and healthy inflammation. Cunol, science-backed, trusted by millions.
Did you hear what we're talking about?
Can the Mets turn this thing, or does your dad, Dragon Ball, have any faith in this?
No, my dad gave up about 2 months ago. Gotta believe, but only when it's believable to believe.
DK on the Sports Tip, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Fall is termite season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those termites, bugs, and weeds. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
Look, I know we live in a swamp, but our appliances don't have to be as disgusting as this. We need to replace them before it's too late.
Trick, you gotta keep feeling happy, and I know just the place. Tucson Appliance.
Welcome to Tucson Appliance, where we have the best prices on an abundance of appliances.
If we get this one, they can deliver tomorrow. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Now we can live happily ever after.
Only at Tucson Appliance,
where you are our priority.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think first chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 40 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcasts. So if you've been injured, make the right choice. First
Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
If you don't have gas in your home, but something doesn't smell good.
Ew, what's that smell?
If it smells like rotten eggs, there could be a leak in your neighborhood.
Now what do I do?
If you suspect a leak, move fast, call 911 and Southwest Gas.
From a safe location.
But I don't have natural gas in my home.
Gas lines are buried all around, so even if you don't have gas.
I know, call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Here's your chance to double your money with a sweet deal from Barrio Brewing Company. You can get a $50 gift certificate and you pay just $25.
Barrio Brewing Company has been brewing for Arizona for 35 years and offers legendary locally brewed beer along with great food, all in a wonderful and distinctive industrial atmosphere. Barrio is family friendly, which includes a dog-friendly patio located just outside of downtown Tucson at 800 East 16th Street. Enjoy popular local brewed beers like Barrio Blonde, Mexican Lager, and Barrio Rojo. Stop by for happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. for $1 off drafts along with special appetizers like nachos and carne fries. Food and beer available for dine-in or to go. Check out their entire beer and food menu along with a great selection of cool merchandise online at barriobrewing.com. The friendly employee owners of Barrio Brewing Company look forward to seeing you soon.
This Barrio Brewing Company sweet deal goes on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good. No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA. Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Padres and the Braves tonight in the ATL, and I think Atlanta continues their home cooking. They've got Reynaldo Lopez on the bump, who has bounced back really nicely after a poor start to the season. But this is a fate of Walker Buehler more than anything. He is not the pitcher he used to be. His ERA on the road this year is a disastrous 6.5. Even worse, his ERA in July is over 16. Not a typo. Braves on the run line at plus money is the play. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let me let you hear something here. We're talking about the greats in the club. 350 home runs, 2,000 hits, 10 gold gloves. This guy, of course, one of those.
The final curtain call at the Kingdome for the Mariners. From the stretch, Garcia's 1-0 pitch is swung on, hit well to center field. Griffey going back. He's at the track. He leaps, and he makes the catch. Holy cow, he got it. Oh, my. He got it. He took a home run away from Gonzalez. And side retired. One of the better catches by Griffey. Holy cow, he did it again.
And I believe that was one of the final games that they played at the Kingdome when he made that catch. How about the guy that's just on the outside of this club by 67 hits? Andrew Jones.
Ooh.
Andrew Jones, just on the outside of that club. He finished his career with 1,930.
Was he a great defender, or did he play in an era
where
there weren't a lot of great defenders?
He could defend. All right. He was as I think he. I wouldn't say he's. I still don't think there's a in my lifetime. I don't know if I've ever seen an outfielder as exciting as Junior, but don't get me wrong.
Kenny was pretty great.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenny had his moments, and Ricky had his moments, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Ken Griffey Jr. was just so natural. The way he moved out there, just he kind of floated.
You mentioned like you were wondering, like he won those 10 gold gloves in his first 11 full seasons.
Yeah.
So his first year, he came up, cup of coffee. Then his first full season, he was Rookie of the Year. And then his second year started the streak of 10 consecutive.
So Andrew Jones had 10, and he played all 10 of those next to Greg Maddux.
Pretty
who had
much,
18.
Yeah.
Like Greg Maddux, I know is like Greg Maddux is the all-time leader in Gold Gloves for any player.
He won all of his with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of Gold Gloves there in Atlanta in those days.
Looking at this list just a little bit further, just incredible. I love the stat numbers. Willie Mays, obviously 660 home runs, 11 Gold Gloves. So he's the only one on the list with 11 plus Gold Gloves. Willie Mays, to go along with 2,000 hits. Johnny Bench, 389 home runs, 10 Gold Gloves, 2,158 hits. Mike Schmidt, 548 home runs, 10 Gold Gloves, 2,400 hits. Griffey, 630, so he's second behind Willie Mays in terms of the home run part of that. 10 Gold Gloves, and also second on the list behind Willie Mays with 2,671 hits. Willie Mays came up 8 hits short of 3,000 in his career. And then you got Nolan Arenado now on that list as well. I believe Nolan has about 300. I don't know exactly the home run total that he has, but I think he's around 370 home runs on his career.
It was June 1999 was the last game that they played in the Kingdome.
June 1999.
That was the last time that the Mariners played there, but the Seahawks had a game the next following season. But that was the last game that the Mariners played.
366 home runs for Nolan Arenado on his career. So he could. I mean, obviously the next thing you're looking at is 400 home runs. That could be the next place that he gets on that list. All right, that was the good of last night. Now let's kind of get into the bad.
Bax Download. Baseball talk.
Yeah, so the game did not go quite as planned. The Diamondbacks were down 2-0, but they tied it on the strength of their big-time second baseman.
2 balls and a strike. There it goes! Way back! Ketel Marte!
Fidel Marte with a home run tied the game 2-2. That would be in the 6th inning, but Rockies, or I should say the A's came right back out. And a little bit of a weird inning. Kevin Ginkel on the mound, Arizona Wildcat product, and he had a chance to get out. Thought he was out of the inning on a ground ball that he deflected back to the mound, picked it up through to first base. The call initially was out on the play, but the A's would review the play, and it turned out the batter runner was safe. That would load the bases with 2 men out.
A's have 12 hits. They have left 9 runners on base. And that one's going to drop. Langoliers is home. Butler with great speed right behind him. Throws cut off, and it's 4-2 Athletics. Jeff McNeil, a 2-run, 2-out pinch hit single.
And they would add another run for a 5-2 victory. Again, this is a team that comes in having lost 16 of their last 18 games, so you were kind of hoping maybe for a sweep in this series to get yourself feeling good, but the Diamondbacks don't get that. In game number 1, they drop it. Torey Lovello on what did not go right for Arizona.
This is a little bit of a frustrating game for us. We had the big home run by Marte, ended up tying the score, and then went into some usable relievers that we felt like were going to control the game. Unfortunately, Kevin, who's been throwing the ball extremely well, got a little nicked up, and then we were really up against it, and we kept fighting and battling, and the guys did everything they could, but offensively we just couldn't get anything going. We couldn't get that big hit. We couldn't get that big momentum swing. I felt like after Nolan, huge congratulations to him on his 2,000th hit. That was awesome to be a part of that. He hits that ball down the left field line, gave us a little bit of energy. Marte clubs that big 2-run home run, and then we couldn't capitalize once there was a ton of energy inside of the building. And that's the name of the game. And the tide totally swayed when they got the base hit from McNeil. And I think that we had a tough time absorbing that, and then we kept building a little bit of momentum and had nothing to show for it. Mitch, I thought, gave us everything he could. He was into that 80-pitch limit, and we were trying to wiggle him through 5 innings. We had full 1-inning relievers, and it was mapped out. There was a strategy to do that. There were some unusable relievers. There were some I was trying to stay away from that were usable. It was just a very complicated game plan, and it worked out okay, minus the situation with Ginkel. But overall, it was a frustrating day. I feel like we could have done much more offensively, but can't do anything about it. Got to turn the page.
Got to turn the page. Had a chance in the 9th. Ryan Waldschmidt came up with the tying run with 2 men on base, down 5-2. But how ironic. Yesterday we talked about the situation with Ketel Marte not challenging a called third strike on Friday night. It was almost the reverse last night. Waldschmidt took a pitch that was called a ball. The A's challenged it, and the play was the pitch was overturned for strike 3 to end the contest. So you got down the stretch. You got to utilize those challenges if you have them left down the stretch.
That's what fans love more than anything, Dragon Ball, is when a game ends by an umpire talking about what he saw on a television screen.
Yep. Nothing like trying to go and figure out if a team has a challenge and if they should use it. And then if the challenge is successful, well, do we continue the game or is it actually over because the challenge found something else? There's just, again, it's very early in this new ABS version of baseball, but there are slowly but surely signs of cracking in this supposed perfect future baseball fans have hoped for.
Well, not all. I mean, right? Like you're the purist, DK. I mean, around your travels around the country, what percentage of baseball people have wanted robots in their game?
None.
For the past 100 years? 0. Right?
I mean, the percentage of baseball people that wanted analytics is still really low.
Well,
when you go back to the old school guys,
when Oakland still had a team, they were all about the analytics.
Oh yeah, that was their thing.
They made a whole movie about it.
Yeah. Tonight could be interesting. You've got Jack Perkins on the mound for the A's. He has given up 4 home runs and 10 runs over his last 6+ innings pitch. That's 2 starts. So he's struggled with a 6.87 ERA. And the Diamondbacks are bringing up left-hander Cole Drake to make his major league debut. 26 years old is Cole Drake. He is 3-5 this year at Reno, but his ERA is 6.92. He's a former 11th round pick by the Texas Rangers. This is one of the pitchers that the Diamondbacks got last summer in the Merrill Kelly trade with the Texas Rangers. So Cole Drake will make his major league debut tonight at Chase Field. 6:40 first pitch tonight, and maybe I'll look at the lines. I might give you a DK special on that one coming up. I think it might be take the over in that game.
I wonder if his nickname is Cabbage.
Cole Cabbage,
Well,
Drake?
Cole spelled Kohl.
Yeah.
It comes from a German word that means cabbage.
Okay.
And hey, at least the Diamondbacks are able to call up their young and up-and-coming draft prospect, because if you didn't hear about it, the Rangers' top fireball thrower, Brody Vermilla, is having Tommy John.
Just the kid they just drafted.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, my thought when I saw that today, I was like, at least, he hasn't, that, because again, I mean, nowadays, pretty much everybody's probably going to have Tommy John surgery at some point, unless you're really lucky. Might as well have it now before you even get your professional career going.
Well, this goes into an old argument that my dad had when he was coaching for the Sunnyside Little League and coaching in the high school level, saying his pitchers only threw 2 pitches. They threw fastballs, they throw changeups.
Yeah.
You're not throwing curveballs,
Right.
You're not throwing knuckleballs, you're not throwing sliders, because you don't have the elbow strength to handle that from age 14 going to 18. If you're throwing those kinds of pitches, your elbow's just going to get torn up, and you're not going to give the scouts a chance to see you, because you'll be riding the bench, putting ice on that arm. So if this kid's got that whole thing where he's throwing just fastballs and changeups, that's unfortunate. But if he was throwing curveballs and stuff like that in high school, that's sadly something that's going to be something more prevalent, I think, with the younger guys getting drafted. If they're throwing 4 to 5 pitches, this is going to be something scouts going to have to look at for the future of the pitching prospects.
CC Sabathia was famous for talking about when he was growing up, how his dad said would not allow him to throw any breaking balls. He said, work on just throwing your fastball. You've got the power. Learn on spot it. Throw it left side, throw it inside, outside, up of the zone, top of the zone. That was all he was allowed. Maybe a little bit of a slider, but no curveballs. He would not allow him to throw any curveballs when he was in high school. Just throw fastballs, spot your fastballs, learn how to do that. If you can, and it's such a great mindset, because if these young pitchers, if you can learn how to throw the fastball and begin your development there, then as you get older, you can start to add all those other pitches to your arsenal.
I mean, didn't the greatest closer of all time throw 1 pitch?
Yep. Mariano only had the 1 throw.
Cutter, right?
Yeah, Cutter.
So, I mean, again, I think it's so rare, because you see these guys like Ohtani, and when he's on the mound, he has 9 pitches that he throws, right? But
Darvish was the other guy, whereas he had 7
and all the different arm
pitches.
angles and the side and the But definitely it's up to those people in those travel teams, in those circles, to maintain what we've talked about, DK, for decades and decades, that overusing young pitchers is just going to hurt the sport long term. So not that this situation had anything to do with that, but certainly, if you're out there and you've got, some young players under your care, make sure that you're not rolling up those pitch counts, and make sure, that you're taking care of those arms.
Yeah, just hear an 18-year-old having Tommy John. That's not a good sign for the sport.
520-848-1290, the number to get in on the program. Rayshawn Kaiser going to join us coming up a little bit later. He's the head coach of the Tucson Sugar Skulls, 7-8 on the year. They've had some down years, but they've crawled their way back towards 500 this year, and they're going to be playing this year. Still got 2 games to go, but headed to the postseason. We'll talk to Rayshawn from my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, about that. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions reported 22nd Street near Swan on 22nd Street to the west of Swan. In the foothills, Swan south of Sunrise Drive, and slowing on northbound Swan Road approaching Sunrise Drive in Oro Valley. Oracle, and Rancho Vistoso. We have a flash flood warning in effect until 5:30 today. 77 the overnight low, 99 tomorrow. Chance of showers tomorrow. 92 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather.
This
together.
report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona, the freshman, Gio Richardson.
His 1-2 is really high. He has a care factor, eagerness to want to learn, and really opening himself up to the coaching.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290. This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. The Phillies took down the Dodgers last week. The Dodgers held Shohei Ohtani back from pitching in the All-Star game and also from facing the Phillies this week. Ohtani is dealing with left knee irritation and is expected to pitch off the mound later this week. I'm Chris Black.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
It's the Golden Goal Giveaway all month long at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Winners are drawn Fridays and Sundays, 6 to 8 p.m. every hour to score a goal for their prize. The more you play, the more entries you get. And don't miss the July 31st grand finale, where you'll have a chance at a share of $15,000 in cash and prizes. Only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats!
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits that help you life better. Because being human is a full-time job.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime, from anywhere, through the MyQ app. Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is an authorized LiftMaster dealer. We have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power's out. Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
For those of you who had buried the Boston Red Sox, shame on you.
Chapman ready. The 0-2 to O'Neill. Line drive. Caught! Chad catches it. And that's 14 in a row, baby.
14 consecutive wins. 80 years ago, the Boston Red Sox won 15 consecutive games, led by a guy named Ted Williams. He's got a bust in Cooperstown, New York. 1946. They would have had a chance to do that tonight, but we'll get to that in a moment. The hero last night, a youngster by the name of Caleb Durbin.
Wells is ready. He throws. Caleb swings and tries one high in the left field. It is way back and is gone! More Fenway magic! Caleb Durbin puts the Red Sox ahead 6-5.
It's somebody else every night.
Red Sox are the first team to win 14 in a row since the Brewers did it last year. This was a team that on June 24th was 14 games under 500 at 32-46. Since then, they are 19-2. Pretty impressive are the Boston Red Sox. And again, they would have had a chance to win 15 in a row tonight, but unfortunately the weather on the East Coast decided not to cooperate, and this
when
game
does it ever cooperate? It's the East Coast. It always does this.
And this game has already been banged, as we like to say in baseball,
They're
for
just
the night.
Still trying to make up for the 16 consecutive playoff losses that they had as a franchise in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, still making up for that. But, you were talking about all of you who had dismissed the Red Sox, DK. That's me. I was one of those people. And now in some of the friend groups that I have related to baseball, I'm hearing about it. I'm hearing about it a lot. I would always put up a poster of the little there's an advertisement there at Fenway Park where if the Red Sox win, kids eat free. And I said, man, the Red Sox are just robbing these kids of lunches, starving children out here, guys. Now all of a sudden I get the same post backs like these kids are now very obese, 14 straight with like, oh man. No, I've been hearing about it for a while now with the Red Sox.
Well, you will. Because they're Red Sox fans.
Yes.
That's how that works.
Yes, I will.
That was when they were 32-46, that was the worst record in the American League. and the second worst in baseball. And now they're 3 games over 500, having won 19 of their last 21 games. And how about, you heard the final out there, the save, Aroldis Chapman, that's his 22nd save of the season, the 389th career save. He is now just one behind another famous guy who wore the jersey for the Boston Red Sox, but more as a starter than a reliever. He went on to get his relieving prowess in Oakland when they were in Oakland, when the A's were in Oakland long ago. Dennis Eckersley, 390 career saves. So 10th most, though, 389 career saves, 10th most all time for Aroldis Chapman.
Famous for his mustache and for pitching to a guy who couldn't walk while in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Matt, you're saying Aroldis Chapman can still close games, DK? Man,
38.
I wish somebody in Pittsburgh had figured that out before the season started.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Was he on their roster?
He was the Pirates closer after they traded David Bednar to the Yankees, and they did not re-sign him. And now this team needs to make a move. If the Pirates want to be in the postseason, they have to make a move to get some bullpen pitching, because Lord knows they need it. They've had the most blown saves of any team in baseball.
How about the horrible night that Joe Ryan had last night in my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio?
Bottom of the third inning, Rhys Hoskins, the DH with a drive. Forget about it. Deep left field, halfway up the bleachers. Hoskins with Cleveland's 5th home run.
They would end the night with 6 home runs off of Joe Ryan alone. Joe Ryan, who does that. We talked about, who was it last night? I think it was Sanchez, doesn't give up home runs. Joe Ryan doesn't give up home runs. And he gave up 6 last night in Cleveland. I don't know if the wind was blowing out or what, but not a good night for Joe Ryan. Rhys Hoskins hit 2. Petey Halpin, the youngster, hit 2, and even Travis Baizana, the rookie, got a home run last night. Good stuff there as my tribe got on the winning side. So we
what's up with your closer?
We got one of the best closers in the game. What are you talking about, Kate Smith?
I was talking about the one who got suspended indefinitely.
Yeah,
Because I'm looking on this. Okay, so we're talking.
Who?
We're talking about the active leaders in closing, and Chapman, or Aroldis Chapman, we talked about, is 3rd, right?
Right.
Clase
is still listed.
7th among active pitchers.
Well, I don't know if he's not exactly active anymore.
No, okay. Well,
right.
Indefinitely inactive.
Right.
But the fact that he's 7th in saves is crazy.
Yeah.
For such a short time. I mean, the guy was climbing up the ladder quick.
He's 28 years old.
That's why it's so sad.
Yeah.
Because he might have been the best ever if he had not been stupid. So last night we had the Phillies over the Dodgers on the money line. That looked really good early, got dicey at the end, but we got a win on that because the Phillies beat the Dodgers 10-7. We had the Phillies at -150, so we picked up a little change there. We did not, however, get the win on that Mets-Brewers game. We had under 7.5, and unfortunately, Freddie Peralta was not up to snuff last night, and that total on that ended up being 8-3. The Brewers did get the win, and he did pitch. I guess we could say. I mean, he gave up 7 runs, but Freddie pitches for the Mets. Gave up 7 runs last night. Mizorowski pitched for the Brewers, and he only got through 4 innings last night. So there you go. The bullpen for the Brewers.
What was the issue for him sitting in the All-Star breakout? Just soreness?
I think it was
fatigue.
Yeah, fatigue.
Fatigue,
So,
that kind of thing. That kind of thing right there.
Well, apparently he hit 103, 104, and 104 to put Juan Soto back in the dugout.
Oh, okay. There you go. So today we have on the baseball side, I'll give you one. So we had the Red Sox over the Orioles, but that game got postponed. We had that game on the money line. We also have the Braves tonight on the run line, -1.5 over the Padres. The Braves 1.5 over the Padres. That game gets started here very shortly, so get on over to BetMGM, and or if you're in town and you want to cruise over to our folks over at Casino del Sol Sports. You can go and take that game right there. Braves minus, that's a on the run line tonight. That's a plus bet. Braves plus 140 at minus 1.5 on the run line over the Padres, because Walker Buehler is pitching tonight for the Padres, and Walker Buehler has not been all that good this year. All right, so that's the baseball side of it. Let's give you, we're still waiting to hear on where LeBron is going. Here's what the folks at Westwood One say you should do on that bet.
Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA. Terrence and Harrison here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. So this number has danced all over the place, but right now you can get LeBron James to rejoin the Cleveland Cavaliers at plus 170. It just makes too much sense. The only fan base that allows that storybook ending is him going back to Cleveland. I absolutely love it. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
LeBron back to the Cavaliers. We'll dive into that coming up in the next hour. DK on the Sports Tip. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Dragon Ball's here. He's got sports happening in Southern Arizona as well as sports all around this world.
Well, still a bit of time here before Arizona men's basketball team hits the hardwood, but Tommy Lloyd's still out here working hard, trying to make this year's roster as complete as he can following their Final Four trip this past year. Lloyd said on a recent interview with John Rothstein that he's, even right now with the squad, still on the lookout for a few key pieces ahead of the upcoming season.
I mean, obviously, we're still, maybe trying to add a piece or two. It's amazing, how this thing changes, but I love the pieces we have. I think we got good continuity in a lot of important spots. I love some of the new additions we have. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how the roster finishes off and kind of want to lock into maybe a kind of a plan A style of play. But that's exciting. I mean, we've had great workouts this summer. We're taking a couple weeks off right now. And then we're going to kind of reconvene here back at the end of the month, and we had an awesome, unique opportunity to go to Lithuania and play some really good basketball team.
Again, the team will take their usual preseason trip out to Lithuania, as Coach said there, play some friendly competition with the Lithuanian senior and Ukrainian senior team, as well as some others up there as well. Tommy Lloyd also announced that he is now 3 times a grandfather this offseason, his 3rd grandchild born. Congratulations goes out to Coach Lloyd and family. And still no progress for the Cardinals and quarterback Jacoby Brissett relating to their ongoing contract negotiations. The two sides have reportedly been negotiating for several months, and both sides agree that Brissett is due a raise, but the number for that raise has not been agreed to yet. Brissett continues to do his own negotiating as his own agent, with training camp set to begin on Wednesday. Brissett, if you remember, went 1-11 as a starter, but did help tight end Trey McBride and receiver Michael Wilson have career years with him as the starter. Georgia football head coach Kirby Smart says he has been saying for a long time to his president and administrators that the University of Georgia should be considered breaking away from the NCAA out at SEC Media Days. Now, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey stated yesterday that the conference is having real conversations about leaving the NCAA, and now with Coach Smart saying that he agrees with that statement, it's growing more apparent that the idea has some support within the SEC. I'm Dragon Ball with the 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. In Sahuarita, Collision Rancho, Sahuarita Boulevard and Sahuarita Road, a hit and run. The Foothills, Swan Road, south of Sunrise Drive, some slowing northbound. Swan Road approaching Sunrise Drive, and in Oro Valley, Oracle and Rancho Vistoso. Flash flood warning in effect until 5:30 this afternoon. 77 the overnight low. 99 tomorrow with a chance of showers. 92 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather
This
together.
report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Hey, it's DK on the Sports Tip. Don't miss a minute of the best Arizona Wildcats coverage in town. Tell your Alexa device to play Wildcats Radio 1290. This is your home of Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Fall is termite season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those termites, bugs, and weeds. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's July in Tucson. No time to gamble on a cheap AC install. Some of the other AC names got bought out by investment companies and won't stand behind their installs. We stand behind our installs with a 1-year money-back guarantee. Family owned since 2001. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Call 520-492-0748 or online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track!
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero!
Rats!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you!
Oh no!
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, so the world is anxiously awaiting LeBron James's most recent decision. I don't know really how
Did
much
you hear Rich Paul?
we're waiting. Yeah.
Yesterday, he's like...
Rich likes to talk. We're not going to be rushed.
Of course he likes to talk, but what he said was, LeBron's going to take his time. We're in no rush because, it's not like he has to make another decision. It's a choice.
The choice.
The choice.
Yeah, Rich,
LeBron
choice and
James.
decision, same thing.
Yeah.
Bro, same thing.
Everybody's 22. Look, he's a 22-time All-Star. I guess you get to this point at 41 years old, you can take as much time. I mean, it must be nice to just hold the entire league hostage. In terms of the business, they can't do the TV schedule because they don't know where LeBron's going to be. They don't know. They can't make it. David Silver likes to, or Adam. What's his name?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver. Sorry.
Yeah, I called him David Stern the other day, and now you got that in your head.
Exactly. Adam Silver.
David Silver is the fusion between the two.
Between the two.
The league could not handle.
Which one
David Silver.
is like? Does David Silver have hair on half his head and no hair?
No,
on the
he's
other
got
side
that.
of his
He's
head?
got the classic thing that I'm working towards, which is the bald on the very top, and he's got the hair on the outside.
That's the monk.
That's the monk.
Yeah, monk cut.
Okay. Because Adam likes to have he likes to know what's happening on Christmas Day, and by Christmas, there's a reason they call it Christmas in July, because Adam Silver wants to be able to tell you what games are going to be on Christmas Day.
It made sense when there were 2.
Yeah.
But now there's like 10 games. So
Yeah.
just schedule all the teams that LeBron could potentially go to, and you're good.
But there's a lot. So what our bet said? What plus 700 now? Was that the play plus 700 for LeBron to return to Cleveland? Look, so as a Cleveland fan, I'll speak strictly as a Cleveland fan. I really don't care if he comes back. I think it would be intriguing. And I've said before, I've never been a huge LeBron fan for mostly this reason. He's very dramatic. It's all about the drama with LeBron, and that's one thing that I would really prefer not to have on my team or my team dealing with on an annual basis. I mean, obviously, we thank him for what he did the last time he came and getting us a title for the first time in 100 years. That was really great. But there's always something that comes with that. You have to take what comes with him. So if he does it, great. If he doesn't do it, that's fine too, because I really just don't care at this point. But it would be very intriguing, I think, to see him with that. And I don't know if they keep everybody. If they bring him in, maybe somebody's got to go. But just to see him with Donovan and potentially Harden and Evan Mobley, that would be a very intriguing group of players to watch. And I think that when we played the Westwood One thing, I think the guy has a point. I mean, he can go to all these other teams. So, I don't know what's in it for him with the Sixers. There's no glory there. Golden State makes some sense. I mean, I think there are people would pay to see him and Steph together. Miami.
That's like the Rockets in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
When everybody
Let's get
Drexler
Scotty.
and Barkley and all those guys ended their careers with the Rockets. Yeah.
Right. And the Heat, obviously, that would be a return to glory potentially. I think him alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo makes a lot of sense as well. So there's 3 teams to me that really make a ton of sense. I think it'll come down to which he probably thinks he can win a title with quicker. And to me, I mean, I look at the Warriors. I still think maybe the team that's built to get to the finals the best is Cleveland over the Heat and the Warriors.
I want to see Memphis.
Oh gosh, no.
Yep.
Because of the quality of the hotels there.
He didn't want to go to Memphis that was the one trip he always wanted to skip when he was in Cleveland.
Then he
Never
went to play in
wanted to go
LA,
play
and then
in
he had a
Memphis.
West Coast every time that he played, because he played more West Coast. He's with the Lakers. He's like, I'm gonna take more days off when we play Memphis. I ain't gonna go up here.
There's actually a lot of young cores, the teams that people don't talk about. If you looked at their original big board, they had the teams that people are talking about, underlines and all that stuff. I would actually like to see him not return to one of the teams he's always already played for. Golden State's whatever. It's just a bunch of Hall of Famers get together for a final go around. I would rather see him go join some kind of younger team, right? Like a team that he can impart his 20 plus years of wisdom and help some younger guys, reach whatever peaks they're looking to get. I think if he goes to Miami, there's 3 players who play the same position. Like LeBron can play all 5 spots. We know that, but he's best in this point of his career in a 3-4 hybrid, maybe mostly his damage done on the block and being a facilitator out of that. And that's the same place that Bam likes to be. And Giannis, obviously, very similar as well. Yeah, and the homecoming story is whatever. I think the best thing to me, DK, about LeBron and Ohio is just that he's been, so generous, with his money in helping kids in Ohio. And so that's always going to be a story is, making sure that everybody, he remembers where he came from and making sure that he can help anybody get out from under some kind of rock that they're, trying to get out from under. But I'm with you, DK. I mean, I don't particularly care where LeBron winds up. I loved how clean Kareem's final year was. He went to all of the different teams and every single team had a ceremony for him, and every single team honored his greatness. It was known before the season would be his last. I just think LeBron is kind of wishy-washy with his 1, maybe 2 more years, and I just would, hey, you spend $1 million a year on your body with the oxygen chambers and all that other stuff to play 20 plus years. Play as long as you want. But if we're going to put a bow on this career, one of the greatest careers in NBA history, it would be nice to have that time, Dragon Ball, to know that it might be the last time LeBron plays in Phoenix, for instance.
So who is that young? Let me ask you, who is that young team? Is there a young team you think that fits what you're talking about?
I think San Antonio, they don't have a power forward. So, I mean, if you're talking about a team you could go and win next year with, are you kidding me? The Spurs were already right there. Even the Knicks, honestly, that's not a young team, but they're all late 20s. But there are quite a few teams. There are the team that obviously comes to mind, OKC and the Spurs, are the 2 youngest, best rosters for winning right now. So if you want to go win a ring, you go join a team that's right there on the cusp or already just did win a championship a couple of years ago. But I don't think LeBron is going to go be a shotgun kind of guy. I don't think he wants to go along for the ride and watch a bunch of young guys, have all the glory. He definitely wants to contribute in a meaningful way, and that's probably Philadelphia or Miami.
Yeah, this is the funny thing about it is that normally when we talk about these long-standing NBA legends that are going to one more team to finish out their career, this is not Hakeem on the Toronto Raptors. This is not Patrick Ewing on the Orlando Magic.
The worst was it Parrish?
Yeah, Robert Parrish on the Bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not that, because LeBron would likely still be able to be a very heavy contributor to whatever franchise he chooses to play for, because we saw he was still contributing at 40 to the Lakers with all the injury concerns that they had. He was still doing what he could do to keep that team competitive. So wherever he chooses to go, it's going to be something to go ahead and just be interested in that he can still be a major asset. So a team is making a move to bring him on to add to a championship competitive atmosphere. Again, the Sixers are one that everyone keeps talking about, the Cavs, the Warriors, which to me, if you're looking at the quote-unquote absolutes, the absolute choices that are there, I think the Warriors is probably the weakest of the group just because of not only the age, but also Jimmy Butler coming off of the ACL injury.
Yeah, he might not even, he's probably not going to play for the first at least half the year.
So, yeah, I would say if you're going to make this decision based on where you have the best chance to win, I think that right now you're definitely looking at a younger squad, probably more so akin to the Cavs or the Heat.
Yeah.
But it would still be nice to see him go someplace he has not graced before.
And the other DK Young team that a lot of people talked about, but he'll never go to, is the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that's because Anthony Edwards, is a monster. He's coming. That whole roster is set up. However, I don't think LeBron and LaMelo Ball could coexist.
No. And another one that I would also say is probably not a very high chance, even though they probably are in the market to they made moves to make a potential landing for somebody. I don't think LeBron's going to end up himself in Boston this offseason. I don't think that's happening either.
I don't think that fits either. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Where do you think LeBron James is going to end up? Want to hear your thoughts on that as well. Joined by the fourth member of our team, Cricket, because it is the 4 o'clock hour in Southern Arizona, and it's time for Cricket's God Quotes. Wait, Cricket. We don't have your camera here. Hold on.
You don't need that.
Just give me one second to get your camera, because people always
not
ask
necessary.
me, what is this Cricket? No, that's Dragon Ball. We don't want to move Dragon Ball there.
No, boy.
We might not be able to get Cricket's camera. No.
That's fine.
All the cameras are messed up. All right, go for it, Cricket. While you're reading and Dragon Ball's coming up with the answer, I'll fix the order of the cameras.
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment.
Dragon Ball.
Is this Emerson?
Yes.
Okay.
Emerson.
Ralph Waldo Emerson. Wow,
okay. Didn't he have some connection to us in Arizona or no? I'm thinking of someone else. Who was the guy that built houses?
That is a broad stroke.
Yeah,
that is a broad stroke.
He was an architect. He's got like a big home on the north side of Phoenix. Wasn't Ralph Waldo? What was?
You're not talking about Eric Emerson Counseling and Consulting, are you? That's a private therapy health practice.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll have to come back to that. But I've been to his house. It's like this real old style house. It's on the north side of, it's one of those 3 name people.
Frank. Is it a mansion? Frank? Did you just say Frank?
Frank what?
Frank
Lloyd. Frank Lloyd Wright. Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Oh.
Frank Lloyd Wright. That's what I was thinking. I knew it was 3 names. Ralph Waldo Emerson, Frank Lloyd.
Yeah, all his houses have names.
Yeah.
So it was like the River House and so forth.
Right.
Fancy.
There you go. All right. Cricket, I like that one right there. She's got a picket coming up for you later in the 5 o'clock hour. We're going to have to find something good for Cricket to pick. Cricket, we would have given you the Red Sox and the Orioles tonight, but the rain decided that they didn't want to play that game tonight. The Red Sox have won 15 games in a row.
Nice.
I'll have to come up with something else for you. Cricket right now has got your traffic and weather every 20 minutes on the 5.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions reported crash in the foothills, Swan Road south to Sunrise Drive, and some slowing. Northbound on Swan Road approaching Sunrise Drive. Crash at Colbert Irvington with some northbound slowing on Colbert Irvington. Flash flood warning in effect until 5:30 this afternoon. 77 the overnight low. 99 tomorrow with a chance of showers tomorrow, and 93 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day. But Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
That ball's going to be caught out of midfield. Chris Hunter, another spectacular catch.
It's the last year. I just want to put it all out on the line. Use everything I learned. Make this year a great one.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. I knew we could not put off getting life insurance. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050 or go to SelectQuote.com now. That's 1-800-452-5050. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal
intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Right now, somewhere in America, a student is training, a student is studying, a student is working when nobody is watching. Not for recognition, not for attention, but because excellence is a habit. The 2026 Patriot Games are searching for exceptional students ages 14 to 17. Students ready to compete, ready to lead, ready to show America what they're capable of. $250,000 scholarship prize pool. Applications are open now. Your story, your opportunity, your moment. Applications now open. Freedom250.org. America's next champion could be you.
And now, a no-frills ad sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You can save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned straightforward ad. See if you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good. No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Your next success can begin sooner than you think. At University of Maryland Global Campus, undergraduate and most graduate classes start August 12th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704. Or JTAutoAZ.com.
Don't miss out on any of the action
Throw to first double play, and the inning is over.
as the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
Mikalakis hits it deep to right field. Does that have enough carry? I think it does. It is out of here. A 3-run home run. Settles underneath it, makes the catch. That is the inning, and that is the ball game, and the Wildcats get the win.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats Athletic, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, the Tucson Sugar Skulls wrapped up their home schedule over the weekend with a big-time win over Northern Arizona. They're headed back to the postseason for the first time in 3 years. A couple down years, but back in the postseason. That is good to hear and see for sure. Let's talk to the head coach of the Tucson Sugar Skulls. He hails from my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. Rayshawn Kaiser joins us now. First of all, Rayshawn, congratulations on getting this team back to the postseason. I know that's always the goal when you enter any type of competition situation, is that you want to be playing when the games matter the most. How has this team come together from the beginning to so that you guys could put yourselves in this position to be able to play after the regular season ends?
Oh man, we dealt with so much adversity this season, from changing half our roster around, coaching changes, just the personal fouls on the field. We dealt with so much adversity. I feel like this team is very battle tested going into the playoffs, and I just feel like no team in the West has been through this much adversity as we've been through. So I'm excited for the playoffs. The guys are as well, and I think we're going to shock a lot of people.
What was the key to managing all of that when the adversity kind of started to hit?
Ooh, take a couple deep breaths for one. Outside of that, a lot of credit to my coaching staff as well. Without them, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. Evan Marquez, he's been not only a good owner, but a good friend to me as well through this process, and just helping me any way that he can to help me turn this team around. But we got the right pieces in, we got the right players in, and it just, like I say, it just all clicked, man. We just was lucky enough that it all clicked at the right time, and we turned the season around.
You talked about the personal fouls, and obviously that's something, that as a coach, you kind of have to try to instill that in your players that they have to be able to keep their heads. What was maybe the turning point when guys started to realize, hey, we cannot be losing our cool out there because it's costing us in some of these situations?
Well, we're still learning from it, believe it or not. We had like 3 personal fouls last game, wasn't too happy about. And we had numerous conversations about this every week with the guys. And we just got to fix it before we get to the playoffs because we know personal fouls like this can hurt us. It can win or lose a game. So it's just really just going over it with the guys, letting them know how the importance of it is. Sometimes they just get caught up in the moment of the game. They don't understand the effect that it has on the team. So that's my job to kind of point that out on film when we go over film, and so they can see it, so they can actually hit to their heads before we get to the playoff games.
We're chatting with Rashawn Kaiser. He's the head coach of the Tucson Sugar Skulls, coming off a 70-42 win over Northern Arizona on Sunday at the arena. And Rashawn, you guys really, punched them in the mouth early in this game, up 43-9 at the half. What was the key to you guys getting off to such a quick start in that game?
We just wanted to make a statement this game. We feel like we haven't really made too many statements this season with our wins, and I feel like a lot of people started doubting us after we dropped 2 in a row. So we just wanted to come out and make a statement. And plus, we owed Northern Arizona. They beat us out there in Prescott Valley when we went out there. I feel like we should have won that game, but they wanted it more when it came down to it in the fourth quarter. They made more plays than we did. So this game was just making a statement, not only around the league, but to ourselves. And we just wanted to go into the playoffs with some type of momentum. So, and then we didn't want to depend also on Arizona to beat San Antonio. We knew we had to win this game to get into the playoffs. So the sense of urgency was there for the guys.
And, you've had a number of quarterbacks that have played this year. Jerome Johnson has kind of settled in the last, part of this season for you. What allowed him to kind of be that separator as the season went along?
I'm just an ultimate competitor. He came in from day one when we came back after our first bye week and, just took command of the whole offense, honestly, the whole offensive unit. We have a young offense, and that's what I was telling Jerome. He's really the only vet over there. We got a lot of rookies on that offensive side. So, they look up to him, former MVP of this league, and they have a lot of respect for him. So he's just coming in, just commanding the offense, commanding the meeting rooms, and letting him know, like, this is my team. I think a lot of guys looked up to him and respected, and they wanted to play for him. So it all worked out.
I know it's just, as we followed the history of this franchise, finding that right guy to be that leader on offense is so difficult. Just kind of describe how difficult that is to not only find a guy that, that can manage what you want to do as a coach at the offensive end, but then can take that, what you teach him, maybe come in. We've had a number of times, it seems like over the years, quarterbacks have had to come in the middle of a season and kind of find that groove after, the team has already gotten together. How hard is that?
It's very hard. I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to find like a franchise quarterback. We feel like we have one in Jerome. He still has some growing pains, obviously. You would think he wouldn't with the former MVP of the league, but he's still learning the game. He's still young, still got some growing he needs to do in that department. But we feel like he can be the future of this franchise. And I told Jerome we're gonna go as far as you take us in the playoffs. So definitely leaning on him to have a big game in all these playoff games. And I'm just excited to see how we come out and match up with San Diego. in a playoff game.
Tucson Sugar Skulls head coach Rayshawn Kaiser is our guest. The fellas 7-8 on the season, but heading back to they'll get one of the final 4 spots. There are 4 spots from each conference goes to the postseason, and right now they're holding that 4th position in the Western Conference, heading into these final 2 games of the season against San Diego. And when you talk about that team, San Diego, what do you see? What's you guys have played them obviously before. What's the game plan as you guys head into this weekend?
I can't give you no insight. They might be listening, but I will say
you're not the first coach that said that to me.
They're a very good team. They're number 1 for a reason. You know, they kept that group together all season, both offense and defense. So a lot of those guys been there. You know, when we look back at our film when we played them like week 4 or 5 of the season, they still got the same roster. So the chemistry is there, and we know that we have a tough task going up to San Diego. I think they only lost 1 game in San Diego this season, and that was against the Rattlers. Outside of that, they've been pretty perfect at home. And so we know it's not a tough task going up there to beat them, but at the same time, we feel like we match up very well with them.
So when you know you're going to play a team that you're also going to play the next week in the first round of the playoffs, how do you approach that? What do you in terms of what you show, in terms of what you think they're going to show? How does, I mean, is this kind of is this almost like, I mean, again, since it really doesn't matter, is it kind of like a throwaway game where maybe you do play some guys that haven't played?
Yeah, I think on both sides, we're both going to do that. We're going to play some guys that we want to evaluate, see if they can help us in the playoffs. And I know they're going to do the same thing. We don't want to show our cards too much. I'm sure they don't as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to kind of be like a preseason game in a way. I hate to even say that, but not so much as going out there and not playing hard. It's more so going out there trying not to show what we're going to do the following week as far as game plan wise.
Right.
So try to simplify things on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I know they're going to do the same. I think both teams would be a fool to go out there and put our playoff plan on when we got to turn back around and play this team again. So, we just going to take this game, see if they're going to give us any P's and Q's to help us, or give us any insight on them next week's playoff game. But, I love going against San Diego. Like I said, I feel like we match up very well with them. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this matchup.
On the defensive side of the ball, Rayshawn, Rafiq Abdul-Wahid on that defensive line, 6.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss this year. What's kind of stood out about him as being the anchor on that defensive front?
Rafiq is a great player. I love Rafiq. Just such a great player. There's not much I can say about him. When we need to make a play, and I talked to him about the offseason, when we need to make a play, I'm looking for Rafiq on 3rd and 4th down to get that sack. And he's been delivering this season, and he's been a monster. And, I hope he gets the accolades at the end of the season that he deserves, because I feel like he's a great player, and he's been that anchor on us on that defensive line, the whole defensive line. I'm just not going to single him out. John Brooks, Isaac Anderson, and Tyke Wesley, they all kind of played a factor this whole season, and that group been together since training camp. So we haven't made any moves there, so we was very happy with that group up front.
I mean, that's so important when you talk about, obviously, continuity, to have that type of continuity up front. And you got a couple guys on the backside of that defense, too, that have been ball hawks this season, and Breon Murray and Aaron Jackson, both veterans. Is it more important, I guess? I mean, we talked about, obviously, the offensive side and how, Jay has had to kind of be the veteran there. Is it even more critically important to have veterans like that on the backside because it is such a passing dominant league?
I believe so. I'm always fine with guys that played in my system before, especially my defensive system. Because the more we can do, the more we know as a defensive secondary, the harder we make it on opposing offenses. And I think you can see that. All our guys. Breon Murray, he played for me last year. Imagn Images played for me the last 2 years. Aaron Jackson, he played his rookie season with me in Omaha. Chucky Williams, he played with me when I was with the Pirates. Malik came over here late. Zachariah came in late, but they all been with me since training camp. So we got a good group of secondary, and I feel like we make it very tough on opposing quarterbacks. to throw on our defense. I just feel like it's very, very hard to move the ball downfield consistently on our defense.
We're chatting with Rayshawn Kaiser, head coach of your Tucson Sugar Skulls. Regular season finale coming up against the San Diego Ball Club, and then they'll take on that same team in the postseason straight ahead. This is you mentioned obviously Edmund Marquez early in our conversation, Rayshawn. This is the first year of the new ownership group. You're very much involved in that process as well. How would you just kind of evaluate, how this franchise is different now than maybe it was prior to that group taking over?
This is more hands-on. I feel like no shade to the old ownership group. Wasn't very hands-on. It just kind of gave us the keys and told us to figure it out. But now with Edmund and the other BOGs, very hands-on. They're giving us all the resources on and off the field. You can tell this franchise is going to be very successful moving forward. It's in the right hands, put it like that. And I'm just ready to see it grow throughout the years. Our fan base already grew pretty much double than what we did last year. And we just looking to continue that moving forward. And like I said, I'm just excited to see the growth, especially me being in Tucson the last 3 seasons here. So just to see the growth from the last couple of seasons is impressive.
There you go. All right, we got a few more games to get going here. Hopefully the one thing that has eluded this franchise is a playoff win. We've gotten to the playoffs. I believe this will be the 4th time, but have not gotten out of that first round. So one more game to kind of figure things out, and then August 2nd, we'll see if we can get that first ever playoff win and upset one of the best teams in the league over in San Diego. Rayshawn, regardless of what happens through the rest of this season, it's been great to see this team start winning again, get back to the postseason, and I know you guys are just starting to build something. Hopefully in a year or two we can be maybe talking about us being at the top of that conference and being able to host some playoff games.
Yeah, absolutely, and we will. And me and them, and we always talk about that. We're going to be one of the top teams here within the next couple of years, and we know that. So just be patient, continue to grow with us. We'll be hosting home playoff games here within the next couple of years. And, I think everybody feels that around the league and the city. So we're just looking forward to it.
There you go. We'll talk to you again soon, Rayshawn. Thank you.
All right, appreciate that.
Rayshawn Kaiser, Euclid High School in Cleveland, Ohio, head coach of your Tucson Sugar Skulls. They'll take on the Strike Force coming up on Friday night in the regular season finale, and then head back to San Diego on Sunday, August the 2nd, for the first round of the Indoor Football League playoffs. 520-848-1290. If you've been out to a Sugar Skulls game, I'd like to hear. I mean, what did you feel like was different about the experience this year than maybe what you had experienced going out to a Sugar Skulls game in years past? Did you see differences? Did it feel different? Was it more electric than what you'd seen? Obviously, after a couple years of not making the postseason on the field, that part definitely has made a strong improvement this year as the Sugar Skulls will be back playing for a chance to get back here to Tucson for the championship game, which will be here once again this year. 520-848-1290. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions Greasewood near Speedway, north of Speedway on Greasewood. Other crashes at Irvington and Kolb Road in Irvington, slowing at the intersection. Mostly for northbound, Kolb Road at Irvington. Foothills, Swan Road, south of Sunrise Drive, northbound slowing on Swan, approaching Sunrise. Flash flood warning in effect until 5:30, 77 the overnight low, 99 tomorrow with a chance of showers, and 93 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. the flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
It took an 8th-inning home run from Cale Durbin to extend the Red Sox win streak to 14 games last night as they beat the Orioles 6-5. That also ended the Orioles' season-high 7-game win streak. The Red Sox have gone 19-2 since June 25th and have been the biggest turnaround in baseball. Tonight, the Red Sox can match their longest winning streak in team history, set 80 years ago in 1946. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Hey, it's Tyler Reddick
and Bubba Wallace from 2311 Racing.
On the track, every second counts.
And off the track, the same rules apply. Just fewer pit stops.
That's why we're spinning into Chumba Casino.
From social live casino to slot masters, the action's fast, fun, and totally free.
Rack up points, climb the leaderboard, and take home bragging rights.
Play anytime, anywhere. No downloads needed.
Join the race at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. America's Big 250 starts this month. Did you know Tucson's first Presidio is 250 plus? If you're not careful, you can still experience those original dirt roads crossing town in the bottom of wagon wheel busts and suspension slaying potholes. It's why Arizona drivers count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care to protect their tires and suspension for life with Jack's Plus Pack. Every passenger and light truck tire we install comes with a free alignment check and 12 additional services, including professional installation and lifetime tire maintenance. If you're shopping around, Jack's got you covered with major brands and budget-friendly tire options. Compare Jack's total installed price. Backed by our low price promise, we've got you covered completely through both our seasons, monsoon and road construction. Check out Jack's Plus Pack, a $249 value at jackfurriers.com. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by any of our 14 award-winning locations. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Most of us are one good deal away from finally replacing that worn-out rug.
fixing up the backyard, or getting the bedroom we actually want. Good news, that deal's almost here. Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona Wildcats football.
Here comes the posse, and they sack him. Navy shirts everywhere.
They are swarming tonight.
Your most in-depth coverage starts right now.
Caught, inbounds, touchdown Arizona.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
We are now just 46 days away from the kickoff of the Arizona football season. The fellows will be in camp on August the 5th. That's the first day of practice. How about this year? We had a chance to interview Miliana Eric last week, the soccer player from Walden Grove who's at New Mexico State. And she was talking about how, they were already back. She was already back in Las Cruces, and they'd already actually started real practice. And that's because, again, the soccer season for the women's soccer side starts 2 weeks earlier this year than it has in the past. In fact, the Wildcat football team will report to practice on August the 5th, and Arizona Soccer will play their only preseason friendly that same day. They'll actually be playing a game when the Arizona football team reports to practice here coming up on August the 5th. So the ladies are already back in town. They've got camp going on over at the Rencon Vista complex, Murphy Field at Mulcahy Stadium. So we'll check in with Becca Moros and her crew coming up here in the next week or so as they start to ramp up for the beginning of their season. Starts really early this year. But in terms of Arizona football, 46 days to kick off. And one of the guys we're going to be watching on the offensive line this year is Louis Akpa. That's A-K-P-A. Louis Akpa had a really strong spring this year playing inside of Seth Dagy's system. Let's hear from Seth on the outstanding strides that he saw from Louis Akpa this year.
At the end of last year, he was so light that he would just get bull rushed back into the quarterback's, spot at a high percentage. Okay, and so it was really hard for him to truly protect. Now, there was times where he looked really good because he is so athletic and so explosive. But then you go through the winter off season. He's now at 300 pounds, but he's still lacking a little bit of strength, in my opinion. Now he's gotten stronger, but he's got to get stronger to truly play at this level and consistently do what we're asking him to do. So going into the spring, I wasn't, obviously I had some high expectations for him, just because anytime we get out there, I have a high standard of play. But he's really surpassed what I thought he was going to do this spring. And he's made some really good calls in the run game as well as the pass game where, he's really throwing people across his face and doing it at a violent rate. And really looks like he belongs out there. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and he's playing a lot stronger than he is. So, the more confidence that he can get, the stronger that he can get. He has a chance to really help us this fall.
Redshirt freshman Louis Akpa, 6'6", 299 pounds. Of course, that's what he was likely in the spring. I'm sure he's probably going to be over 300 pounds when he reports to camp. Northern California, a young man out of Juniper Cerro High School in South San Francisco. Had a bunch of offers coming out, Boise State, BYU, Cal Poly, Fresno State, Cal, Idaho, but chose the Arizona Wildcats. He'll be potentially getting on the field for the first time this year. One guy that the Wildcats are sure happy to have back, a veteran on that offensive line, is Tristan Bounds. And Tristan has been really impressed with what he's seen from Louis Akpa this year.
Louis came in a little bit light and worked really hard during the season in the winter to put that weight on. And with that has found, I think, some comfort on the field, being a little bit heavier, but also his confidence. And then the best thing about Louis is how excited he is on the field. Like, that guy just loves to play football. And those are guys that you want in your room, on your team, in your building.
So Louis Akpa, that's the young man we're going to be keeping an eye on. He's obviously in line to potentially compete for one of those tackle positions. There's a lot of guys, though. Josh Oglesby has a lot of guys in that particular position, so he's going to have to fight if he wants to get on the field. But that'll be one guy we'll be keeping an eye on when we get to fall camp here coming up on August the 5th. Just 46 days left until kickoff. 46, that popular number, guys, recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ty.
Yeah,
Ty wore 46.
Yes, he did. That's right. Ty. Let's see. I didn't look. I forgot to look today to see who we have that wears that number this year on the roster. Let's see. 46 would be.
It's like a developmental
nobody.
number. Yeah, I don't think a lot of players actually wear it.
No.
I just know Ty Ayungalele, right? That's how you say it? Yeah, he wore it when he was on campus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Victory Johnson wears 45, so he'll be our guy of choice coming up next week. Also, maybe we'll get this to you in the next hour because I don't have it queued up currently. But we talked a little bit about. I think I called him Casey last week. It's actually Kaisi Lafitaga. He is another freshman on the defensive side of the ball. We talked about him at 51 days because he wears number 51. He is a true freshman. He celebrated his birthday this week, did Kaisi Lafitaga. So happy birthday to Kaisi as he comes in here, true freshman out of Samoa, trying to be an impact player on what is also going to be a loaded defensive line as well as the Wildcats begin fall camp here coming up on August the 5th. So looking to see if he can make a mark early and potentially get himself into the mix there. He had a chance recently to talk with Mackenzie Hamilton. We'll let you hear that coming up in the next half hour as well. 520-848-1290. I do have, before we get to Dragon Ball and everything happening in sports, I do have a sweet deal coming up on Friday that I want to tell you about. I've had a lot of sweet deals for you, but this is a good one because it is one of my favorite places. I got to find a new favorite place now that my spot, Dante's, has closed down. Went to one last meal at Dante's last week for our anniversary. But Barrio Brewing Company, one of the best brewing companies, if not the best brewing company in Southern Arizona. I got a sweet deal for you coming up this Friday, 8:30 a.m., $50 gift certificate for just $25. That'll be at wildcatsradio1290.com. Barrio Brewing has been brewing in Arizona now for 35 years. Legendary here in these parts, not only for the beer, but also for the great food. And they've got that, I don't know if you've ever been to the one down the spot there in Armory Park, but it's got kind of a quirky industrial type building that they've got going on there. Perfect for that Armory Park neighborhood. It is a family-friendly place. You can take your dog there. Get Waldo over to Barrio Brewing. Do people still name their dogs Waldo? I don't know.
Did they ever?
I don't know if they did that. If they did that, it was for a very short period of time, around the time the books first started coming out.
Oh, my God. Books. Well, that goes back to when books first started happening. Among the things you can get, among the locally brewed beers you can get at Barrio Brewing, how about the Blonde? That's probably the most famous. Mexican Lager, Rojo, my favorite. You also get seasonal favorites like the Beach Ale. I had a chance to sample the Beach Ale on Saturday by the pool at the Westward Look. The Mexican Candy Sour. Now, I've not had the Mexican Candy Sour, but if you've had the Barrio Mexican Candy Sour, I'd love to hear what that tastes like. Happy hour Monday through Friday. In fact, happy hour is happening right now over at Barrio Brewing Company. Head on over there. $1 off all drafts. Maybe if you tell them you heard it on DK's on the sports tip, they might give you an extra $1 off that draft. I'm not making you any promises. I'm just saying, hey, go in there right now and said, I heard DK said on his show you got $1 off drafts, and if I mention that, maybe you'll give me another $1 off that draft. I'll be getting everybody in trouble over there. Special appetizers, they got the nachos, they got the carne fries. I don't know if you have the carne fries, man, but there's nothing like a little beef and a little potato. They know how to do that carne fry. Barrio Brewing Company, .com is their website, and it's a sweet deal coming up for you on Friday, 8:30 a.m. WildcatsRadio1290.com. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25.
Now that you're done with your sweet deal, I can tell you that most people name their dog after dog puns.
Dog puns?
Yeah, like Gnarls Barkley or,
Gnarls
that
Barkley.
Kind of Andy Warhol.
Warhol's good. I like that, actually. That one works pretty good.
I only had one dog, I named my dog Snoopy after the comics.
Charlie B. Barkin.
Was it a beagle?
It was a Schnauzer, actually.
Not a lot of famous TV schnauzers.
Yeah, I was
if
only
you had a
five, so I didn't even know what dogs on TV were other than that one.
If you had a Jack Russell Terrier, you could name it Wishbone, and it could teach you all about the Odyssey and Frankenstein and all the great literary classics of the olden days. That's what I used to watch on TV growing up as a kid with a dog.
All right.
The old Wishbone TV show.
There you go. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Coming up at the 5 o'clock hour, Tommy Lloyd chatted with John Rothstein from CBS Sports, the insider. John comes through here usually in the fall once practice gets going to take a look at all the teams. And we found out in the podcast interview that Tommy is a grandfather once again. So congratulations to the Lloyds for being in the grandparent business now for a third time. Son Liam has two. I believe this was one of the daughters that has now had a child as well. So the Lloyd family is growing. You will hear from Tommy on why Tucson means so much to him coming up in the next hour. Right now, Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, the season sadly has now come to a close for Copper Hills. Their journey in the Little League battle in the West Region tournament comes to an end against Southern California out in San Bernardino, California. That game finished 11-7 in favor of Southern California. So Copper Hills, sadly, their year is done, but there's still much more Little League baseball coming up here. The juniors continue on Thursday. Douglas against Northern California. And then baseball intermediate play begins as well. Nogales versus Washington and Marana versus Hawaii as well on Thursday. And a bad finish to the Diamondbacks as they managed to tie up the game against the Athletics in the 6th, only to surrender 3 runs in the 7th inning as the A's managed to come away with victory in that series opener. However, a big congratulations in order for Nolan Arenado, who broke a major milestone in that game.
Arenado down the line, and there's 2,000 for Nolan. He's into second with a double. 2,000 career hits for the great Nolan Arenado. The 21st third baseman in Major League history to crack the 2,000 hit mark. The 298th player all time to reach 2,000 hits. Future Hall of Famer, tip your cap. And the fans are on their feet.
Again, Arenado joins the likes of Brooks Robinson and Mike Schmidt of third baseman who have won 10 gold gloves and broke the 2,000 hit mark. So congratulations to him. And some other news coming up from that series here that continues later today. The Athletics rookie Joshua Kuroda-Grauer will not be in the lineup tonight or anytime in the future based on this report, as he had to have emergency surgery last night to repair a ruptured testicle after it bounced off of home plate and hit him in the groin.
Ouch.
Not a great end to his night, but he had his first home run of the game, of his career in that game. So maybe a little bit of, there's no weighing against that. No. And LeBron James' agent, Rich Paul, says that the prospective suitors for all the clients for LeBron James have done enough in their pursuits for the 22-time All-Star, but there's still some time left before LeBron eventually makes his decision. Paul stated that we're not going to be rushed and that it is his choice, meaning LeBron, to make so when he makes the choice. Golden State, Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Miami are all teams most strongly linked to James, with Heat president Pat Riley saying that he and the other teams are seeking James, are just sort of waiting on the eventual decision.
Not a decision, it's a choice.
It's a choice. That's right. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Picked off. That'll be a touchdown for the Wildcats. Javion Cole.
He's taking full control of that room. He's leading these guys. I'm really excited for him in his last season.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions will start in the foothills, Swan Road south of Sunrise Drive, and slowing on northbound Swan Road approaching Sunrise Drive. A crash at Kolb Road and Irvington. Heavy northbound backups. Northbound, Kolb backed up from Irvington all the way back to Valencia. And a collision that occurred Greasewood to the north of Speedway Boulevard. Flash flood warning until 5:30 this afternoon. 77 the low, 99 tomorrow with a chance of rain. 92 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Thank you to Brett Brennan and your Arizona Wildcats for bringing the cup back home.
Luis Sano dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
State champs again. Yep. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Did you hear what we're talking about?
Let's hope we don't wait another 4 years to pay attention to soccer.
What are you going to get your Columbus Crew kit there, DK?
That's the only team in Ohio, so I guess I got to rep the Crew.
DK on the Sports Tip, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Looking for a reliable auto repair shop in Tucson? Look no further than Integrity Automotive and Diesel. Family owned and operated, we're conveniently located on Ina just east of I-10. We pride ourselves on helping you understand your vehicle and keeping it road ready. As a Parts Plus and Mastercraft tire dealer, we offer a nationwide warranty for peace of mind. Stop by for a free AC check. Call us at 520-744-9710 or visit integrityautorepairs.com. Proud sponsor of the Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast.
Everyone loves a backyard barbecue, but who has the time? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire in Oro Valley and Catalina. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and our neighbors for years, and we still get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. In Oro Valley, you'll discover bold, smoky brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and many creative dishes paired with local craft beers on tap and specialty cocktails. Fork and Fire, your neighborhood backyard barbecue. where great food meets good times and strong community. Join us today at Fork and Fire, Oro Valley, and in Catalina.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
Fall is termite season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those termites, bugs, and weeds. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, they handed out trophies in Las Vegas for the Summer League. So, of course, they handed out an all Summer League first team, and this guy was on it for sure.
If I'm responsible for a missed free throw or missed field goal, something along those lines, Bury's on the drive. Nice reverse layup. So Bury's here on the bounce, but with 3 fouls and all 4 on foot. He's got an and one opportunity.
So that's a great job of coming out. Now he's loose. He's attacking.
Guys playing here in Las Vegas in NBA uniforms, buckle up. Bury's to the rack. 2-hand dunk.
Yeah, I love Will Richard. We're both in the fan club there. I think he's going to continue to develop at a high level for them, no doubt.
That's 21 now for Bury. 5 seconds remaining. Off the high ball screen. Contact in the lane. Scooper. And the score. 1.5 to go. Maddox loses the handle, and that's it. Bury's with 27 points. Scores the game winner. And Milwaukee's on top by 2.
All right, so during the season, we had the Burris debate with Braden's family. Now apparently it's Bury's. Is that what he was calling him in the first few highlights?
He just didn't do his due diligence before the broadcast. Yeah,
you tend to find that happens a lot. Whenever I listen for Summer League highlights, you tend to hear that a lot going on with the Summer League. And to be fair, a lot of these guys are only going to be here for
guess
about
what?
5
Like
games.
when you're following a team around, when Brian Jeffries' responsibility is to cover the Arizona Wildcats, well, that's 15 guys who he gets to know, right? But these Summer League teams are put together and they're play together for 1 month, and they will never be together ever again.
Yep.
But if I ever told you the great story. So back in the day when the Summer League was at Loyola Marymount College in Los Angeles, there was a sportscasters camp that would be held around the event. And gentleman, I forget the guy's name, he would. I worked as a counselor at the camp for a number of summers towards the end of my college career. And so kids would come from all over the country, and they would literally have the entire one side of the court would be tables set up with kids broadcasting the games. That was kind of the practice. So it was mostly Summer League. Generally, we would take the kids out to an Angels game, and we'd be up in the football press box at the Angels game, and kids would get to call that as well. So one of the classic lines that ever came out of the sportscasters camp, you remember a big man, I think he was with the Grizzlies, named Dwayne Shinsius?
Of course.
Yeah.
Syracuse, right?
Yeah, exactly. This kid said, Shinsius down under the basket with a 3-foot hooker.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
And because you didn't name the because you didn't name the person in charge of that camp, I'm just going to say in my canon, in my head, it's Chick Hearn.
No,
who was the person who was leading that camp.
It was not Chick Hearn. I wish it had been Chick Hearn. That would have been really cool. But yeah, that was one of the classic lines of all time. Shinsius underneath the basket with a 3-foot hooker. Braden Murray's first team, all Las Vegas, along with Cameron Boozer of the Memphis Grizzlies. They won it all, right? The
Golden State.
Golden State. They lost to Golden State. Yaxel Lindenberg on the winning Warriors team.
Yeah, he was the MVP, I think.
Hey, Caleb Wilson, who we all kind of knew. I mean, most people had said that they felt like he was one of the stars out there.
Hey, the smile that Mr. Wilson had on his face for that first game was the entire Summer League experience for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because he missed his last month and a half of his time at UNC with an injury, didn't get to play in the NCAA tournament. So that was his first game after being drafted fourth, right?
Yeah.
For the Bulls. That was his first game he had played in a month and a half. So he was just happy to be back out there. But, I mean, dominant. The range he was showing on his shot looked much deeper than he ever shot at UNC. He's going to be a monster from day one.
And I guess I need to know this young man's name, Malik Wilson of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Malik Thomas, I'm sorry. See, I still don't know his name. Malik Thomas of the Cleveland Cavaliers was also on the first team. Second team did not include Koa Pete, but it did include Man. Come on, Malowich, the second-year big man out of Duke.
5 double-doubles, right? In 5 games, yeah.
Yeah. He averaged 13 boards in the 4 games that he played in Las Vegas, 20 points while shooting 53% from the field. Man, opening up some eyes for sure. There's talk that maybe now that he's maybe putting himself in a situation like last year, didn't play a lot. We did see him start some games down the stretch, but now there's a belief that maybe he gets a lot of the starts when Mark Williams is not starting next year for the Suns, that maybe Man gets those starts next year on those nights when Mark Williams takes.
And remember, come on, Malowich, despite he was a 17-year-old at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
He just turned 19 last fall. So, I mean, he's still very young.
Yeah, still very young, still very much growing into his game. And, again, the Suns, they're going to have an interesting setup right now with their center position because, again, Mark Williams is going to be the de facto starter. You paid him the restricted free agency tender, so you would think that with the value you put into him, he's going to be your starter. But you've also still got Ryan Dunn, who still does very well, playing a little bit of the undersized 5. And Iguodaro is still a guy that had some good quality minutes when Williams got hurt as the starting 5. So they've got depth right now for their big guys down low. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there with all the other pieces that they have to kind of work with as well now, when you include the fact that, again, you're bringing in Miles Bridges and all these other guys, these very athletic wings that can play down low under the post.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. So congratulations to all the second team. Also had Cedric Coward from Memphis. So Memphis had a couple of players. Igor Demin from the Brooklyn Nets. That's
he's going to be,
yeah.
Again, he was 17 when he was on BYU's campus as a freshman. So he's a very young player. But, if he develops an outside shot, he's got the ideal measurement and ball handling skills and vision to play, a modern point.
Liam McNeely from the Hornets and Zion Pullen from the Timberwolves. I don't know that I've really heard of some of those folks, but there you go. Good luck to them. All right, Cricket rejoins us now because, as always, it's time for Pick It with cricket. Okay, so yesterday we had you pick the Wildcats, and of course we won't have any news on that.
No satisfaction for a long time. Yeah,
no satisfaction on that for quite some time. Okay, so as you can see, I'm wearing my sticker cricket because I voted today.
Oh, good job.
I did vote today.
Yay.
Yes, I asked you to vote. Did you vote? No.
No, because you don't want me, because I don't know what's happening. Okay. Like, look, I'm getting better about that stuff, learning, but I'm the person, you don't want me to just go vote.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's smart. Just, hey, just go vote because you can.
The voter handbooks and everything like that gets sent out. You got to read like almost 2 hours of your afternoon just reading up on all the different propositions and things like that.
Guys, DK is trying to make it sound cool to vote.
Right.
And you two are doing a terrible job of that.
Terrible job.
No, I agree, and I understand. But you don't want just somebody to just go out and vote just because they can. I mean, don't you want them to know things?
Well, yeah, we'd like you to be educated, sure.
Yeah, I want to be an educated voter.
Because we get to, I think, is the way you should look at it.
Yeah.
It's
That's fair.
right. It's our right.
All right. So when you look at this from top to bottom. So on the Democratic side, there were not a lot of contested elections. Like it was like literally like I think there's most of the people are running unopposed. On the Republican side, there's a few that are unopposed, but there are some where you have multiple candidates. So here's the question, because a lot of times in these midterm primaries, a lot of people don't vote. So pick it with cricket. Pick with cricket.
Okay.
I got to write that down so I know how to say it. We're gonna take the Republican governor's race because that's got the most people. So I think it's the one race that's going to get the most votes.
Okay.
Will over 1 million people vote in that primary today?
Are you asking if they will?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Over 1 million.
Over 1 million.
Yeah.
Over 1 million people will vote. That's what you're saying. I don't know that I'm skeptical that over 1 million people are going to vote in that primary today, but we'll see. I think so. I'm looking at 4 years ago, similar primary, and it was about 700,000. So we'll see.
I think people are very likely to vote now.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Cricket says over 1 million people. This will be, and we'll look at this tomorrow because we'll have the numbers. The Republican primary. I think there's like 4 people that are running for governor in that primary. Over 1 million people will vote in that primary.
And just for perspective, there are 4.4 million people registered to vote in the state of Arizona right now.
Yeah. Usually, though, not a lot of people vote in primary.
No, mid's like of the least turnout of any of the elections generally. Yeah.
There you go. All right, we'll see. I'm always interested to see what the vote count is and how many people show up for 1 primaries and 2 midterm primaries. So we'll see what that count is tomorrow, and we'll see if Cricket got it right to start the week. We'll actually have something we can put in her tally section. She is 3 and she is 2 so far.
Bro, there's got to be like a cricket league in India or something right now. We could just throw something at her so we can have a result for tomorrow.
Yeah,
the international shin kickers competition right now is going wild.
Slap fights or something.
Slap fighting, yeah.
You never know. In elections nowadays, we might not have all the votes counted.
Yeah, it's going to take a week.
Yeah, that's more like it.
I heard they have some new device there or something that's supposed to speed that up. I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't have to. I was just worried because I moved this year and I didn't know if they were going to have my right address and all that kind of thing. But
did you have to show ID?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did have to show my ID, especially because I moved. But yeah, but I vote in person. Like my wife votes by mail, but she didn't get her ballot so that was one of the things. It's like she never got her ballot, so now she has to go vote in person today. I hope she did that because if not, I'll have to scold her when I get home.
You're going to mess up my bet with cricket.
Exactly. I need all the votes. Well, no, because she says over, so actually I want less people to vote.
Suddenly, like, DK's running prediction markets over here. He's like got his thumb on the scale, getting more people to vote.
Exactly. So you have until 7 o'clock. If you have not voted yet, you have until 7 o'clock. Please go out and educatedly exercise your right as an American here in the United States. Cricket Now is getting you home. In fact, she's getting you to that polling place before it closes every 20 minutes on the 5.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. By the way, rain out to the south, Sahuarita and Green Valley. Crash northbound I-19 near Sahuarita Road reported off on the shoulder. Crashes Irvington and Kolb, really heavy northbound on Kolb Road. Those backups between Irvington and Valencia. Greasewood north of Speedway and a crash northbound Swan Road approaching Sunrise Drive. Flash flood warning in effect until 5:30, 77 the overnight low, 99 tomorrow and 89 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oh, bent tie rod. What are you going to do?
I'm way ahead of you. I'll be on RockAuto.com before you can even finish this commercial.
He's right. RockAuto.com. Parts when you need them.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
They beat the Boilermakers. The 1 seed is headed back to the Final Four.
Thank you, Coach Lloyd, and all of the players and support staff who helped the Cats make a return to the Final Four.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The World Cup may be over, but the exciting action on the pitch of the NWSL is heating up. The league has hit the midway point of the season, and the Washington Spirit sit atop the standings. Defending champion Gotham FC follows them closely in second place. The club earned their 9th win of the season last Saturday against the Seattle Reign. Gotham trailed 2-0 in the 80th minute of that contest, but behind a veteran group that includes forward Midge Purce, they scored 3 late goals to complete the epic comeback.
That's why you love sports, I think. It's so special to be a part of a comeback like that. I actually don't think there's another thing on this boat that I've experienced that's as fun as coming back like that. And we just have such a roster to do that. So it was amazing to have the confidence in all the players around me, the experience around me.
Gotham FC is back in action on Friday when they visit the Portland Thorns. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Erica Herskowitz on Westwood.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
Mr. Big Time Capital One Bank guy.
Mom, please.
Well, look at this Capital One Cafe. I just might move in.
Or just drop by. Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week.
I could put my spoon collection right here by the ATM. Yes.
Wow, you weren't kidding, Mom.
I never kid about the spoon collection, son. Oh, hey, what's that thing you always say?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
No, the other one.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, that's my boy.
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. America's Big 250 starts this month. Did you know Tucson's first Presidio is 250 plus? If you're not careful, you can still experience those original dirt roads crossing town in the bottom of wagon wheel busts and suspension slaying potholes. It's why Arizona drivers count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care to protect their tires and suspension for life with Jack's Plus Pack. Every passenger and light truck tire we install comes with a free alignment check and 12 additional services, including professional installation and lifetime tire maintenance. If you're shopping around, Jack's got you covered with major brands and budget-friendly tire options. Compare Jack's total installed price. Backed by our low price promise, we've got you covered completely through both our seasons, monsoon and road construction. Check out Jack's Plus Pack, a $249 value at jackfurriers.com. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by any of our 14 award-winning locations. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years, and we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tommy Lloyd, looking forward to getting this guy back out on the floor for your Arizona Wildcats this coming year.
Waiting for a walker to set a screen. Bradley spin move. He'll drive right. Stops, pumps, nothing there. Out to Karchenkov. Ivan down right. Lay it up and good.
Ivan Karchenkov, just a freight train down the lane after the dribble drive kick out from Bradley.
Looking forward to seeing more of Ivan Karchenkov freight training down the lane this season for your Arizona Wildcats. Tommy Lloyd not coaching internationally this year. A little bit of a down summer. He was out, obviously, at some of the scouting camps. There was a video of him last week, or a picture of him talking with Mike Malone, the new head coach at North Carolina, former coach of the world champion Denver Nuggets, and the guy that got the job in North Carolina, the one that had been that Tommy Lloyd's name had been very much associated with throughout the weeks leading up to the Final Four and whatnot before Tommy and the university got together on a contract. Tommy was on with John Rothstein. John Rothstein, longtime insider for CBS Sports, and routinely travels the country and covers the game of college basketball. Will often come through Tucson and make his rounds during the fall camps as teams are starting to prepare. And John does a podcast, and Tommy was on that podcast. It's called Inside College Basketball Now. And one of the things that John and Tommy talked about, and we'll let you hear here, is the fact that Tommy Lloyd is now a grandfather for the third time, and how he has navigated the family dynamic in his years as a longtime assistant in college basketball and now a head coach in college basketball.
It's been more of a lay low summer, and I guess I'm not starting any rumors or telling any anything that's not true, but I may have become a grandpa for the third time like 24 hours ago. So the family's on a little bit of lockdown this summer. As we all know, you can't really script life, and you can make plans, but they don't always come to fruition, and it doesn't always happen how you think it's going to happen, and you've got to make the best of it. And we're fortunate to have we have 3 great kids, and a couple of them have kids already. So we had them kind of fairly young, and then they even had them kind of fairly even younger than we did. So life happens fast, but it's been awesome. I couldn't imagine it any other different way, and it's really cool. We're excited that we get to watch our kids raise kids. And that's something I don't think you take for granted. Not that we're trying to get all sappy and stuff. And then we're thankful that we're going to be a part of our grandkids' lives. And I'm interested to see if my grandson, or either I have 2 grandsons now. When will they be able to beat the old man in a game of pickleball? And I might be able to hold this thing off to my 70s. I like it. It's a great fit with my family, in Tucson, and me at the University of Arizona. It all kind of blends together. We got a lot of family that's kind of migrated here, and Tucson's kind of one of those communities. It's funny, someone moves here from a family, it's amazing how many family members follow. And it's just got a high quality of life here, and obviously you got to right now we're in the thick of it with a pretty hot summer, but you deal with that a little bit, and then you got 9 beautiful months of weather, and you got a great community, and so I feel like it's a great fit, and I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I want to deliver for these fans in this university every single day.
There you go. Tommy Lloyd with John Rothstein on the Inside College Basketball Now podcast. So it sounds like he's got another young grandson in the family. Luca, I think Luca just turned 2 years old about a month ago or so. And Luca and his dad, Liam, and Liam's wife, now they have a son and a daughter, and now apparently another young boy in the family. So congratulations to all the Lloyds on that. Pretty cool.
Does it make you feel old?
Getting there.
So Tommy's like 6 months older.
He's like, how old is Tommy?
Well, I was about to tell you.
Grandkids?
Tommy's 6 months older than I am.
Okay. So
and he has 3 grandchildren.
3 grandkids.
And I have no children. So not to say that there's any kind of comparison, but when you have your friends that you went to high school with or whatever, and they become grandparents, there's something like you kind of look down at your watch. Type of thing, like where'd the time go?
Yeah, it's funny because you mentioned that, because a young man that played on the USC teams when I was there, Dwayne Cooper, he just became a grandfather last week, and he had pictures of him and his wife had pictures of their grandchild, and it's like it hits you a little bit different when you see, like you mentioned, when you see your friends becoming grandparents.
The relativity.
Yeah, and the other part of it too is also you see your friend. You think of the most embarrassing memory you have of them, and think to yourself, that person's now responsible for a young adult, for a young human being.
He's guiding people along the path in life. That guy?
Exactly. Crazy stuff. You know what's also crazy is we talked about this a little bit yesterday. The record for the mile got broken this past weekend. Now, the best, I asked Cricket her time was in the mile. We used to have to run the mile when I played high school baseball. We used to run the mile, and you had to finish in under 6 minutes in order to. Well, that was like the thing. It's like coach wasn't going to kick you off the team if you didn't finish under 6 minutes. But that was like the thing. You better finish under 6 minutes. So I think my fastest mile was 5:48. And I was like one of the slow kids. So that was like, I was like bringing up the rear at 5:48, but that was my fastest one. This guy ran it a whole lot faster than that.
Josh Kerr there in the black centre of picture. since November, when he announced to his sponsors he wanted to attack the world record, and then he went public with it in March. In late March, he announced he wanted to attack the world record for the mile here today, and he would be following after a long stream of Great Britons who have held the world record at the mile. You're looking at Coe and Cram and Ovett and Ibbotson and Wooderson, and of course Roger Bannister back in 1954 with that first sub 4-minute mile, 3:59.4 at Iffley Road in the May of 1954.
The crowd around us are going crazy.
They are going absolutely crazy, and rightly so, as they come towards the bell this time. Josh Kerr now, the crowd behind him. When he ran that super fast 1200 just recently, he ran the last lap at 51.88. I don't know who's going to manage that here today. 246.5 at 1200 metres. That's almost exactly what was required. They were looking for 247. There's Watson. El Garouge ran as he goes down the back straight now, striding away. Magoo's gritting his teeth. Just over 200 metres to run. Josh Kerr under pressure with half a lap to run. Has he got the legs here as he drives on? He's twice world indoor champion for 3,000 metres. We know he's got incredible strength. He comes into the straight now. He's got to keep working hard. Nagoose is defeated. He's 15 metres back. The crowd here on their feet in the London Arena as he strides home. Josh Kerr here. The strength of Scotland, the strength of Britain behind him. Watch the clock. It's going to be mighty fast, and surely he's going to break the world record. He does. He obliterates the world record. Josh Kerr takes down what he has been predicting since late March. Wow.
3 minutes, 42.66 seconds for Josh Kerr, who is from Great Britain, broke that record in London on Saturday. 3 minutes, 42.6 seconds. So that's about 2 minutes and 6 seconds faster than I ever
So Josh
ran
Kerr could run
the
2
mile.
miles while you're running 1 mile, basically. Yeah.
Basically. And when you see those, you see some of those races and where they start to lap the people.
Yeah,
it's always. And we were at the Big 12 track and field championships when that was here, and it amazes me when I see like long races like the 5,000 or 10,000, and you see these runners getting lapped, and you're thinking to yourself, well, this is one of the best runners in the conference out here, and he or she is getting lapped by the actual best runner in the conference. That always blows my mind.
The worst
to
is
see that
skating in the Olympics when they do the long distance ones, and they just got to go like 50 times around the oval, and there's always one person who's constantly passing people. But to me, DK, like you're talking about the best of the Big 12, one little tiny twinge in your leg, right, is enough. If you're not at 100% in one of those races, you might look slow out there relative to because you have to train so that your peak is when that meet happens, right? So everybody's training. So, yeah, I mean, I always feel bad because I always think that person must be slightly injured because there's no way that they would be that far behind the field, the best of the best, competing at a conference championship.
3 minutes, 43.13 seconds was the previous record. So, 3:42.66.
The crazy number to me is 29 or 27. That's how many years it's been since somebody broke that mile record. And the mile, I mean, the mile's like the 100 yard dash. It's like it's one of those milestone events that everybody who's been in junior high school in America has run a mile. So everybody knows what a mile feels like, and the fact that nobody's touched that record in since the turn of the century is pretty crazy.
He's 28 years old. Josh Kerr. He's the 2023 world champion, and obviously there's no major track event this year on the summer schedule. No world championships, obviously no Olympics. So he set his mark on breaking that record, and he absolutely did that. So congratulations to Josh Kerr. Josh Kerr. There you go. Your new king of the mile. DK on the Sports Tip. 1 segment left to go. Casino del Sol replay coming up, and a little bit more for you. We had some interesting things. Maybe we'll talk a bit about the Mercury as well before we get out of here tonight, as they had some history of their own the other night when they finally got off the losing skid. Cricket is getting you home. No skidding, just home or to your polling place, because You need to vote. An hour and 23 minutes left to do that. DK on the Sports Tip. Traffic and weather every 20 on the 5.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Crashes reported I-10 westbound near Alvernon and slowing on the westbound side of I-10 approaching Alvernon. Northbound I-19 near Sahuarita Road reported off on the shoulder. Other crashes at Oracle and Auto Mall Drive. Greasewood north the Speedway. Kolb and Irvington with very heavy northbound backups on Kolb at Irvington. To have a chance of showers into the evening, 77 our overnight low, 99 tomorrow and 90 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oh, that grinding and squealing. What are you going to do about that? Time for new brakes. The chain store never has what I need. No worries. Go to RockAuto.com for name brands at lower prices.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for play, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey says he views the talk of the conference breaking away from the NCAA as very real. Whether this is about money or self-governance, if the SEC did ever break away, people would still watch. The SEC has some of the best teams and rivalries in college athletics, and they know it. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Laying out on a hammock, waking up to birds chirping, and board games with the family.
What? It's not cheating.
Frank, you're scaring the kids.
Oh, come on, guys. We're having fun. It's family time.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming.
Technically, it's a loophole.
It's a children's board game. You're a grown man, Frank.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off our newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track!
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero!
Drats!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, finding high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you!
Oh no!
Oh, brother. Tobacco Bar, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Right now, somewhere in America, a student is training, a student is studying, a student is working when nobody is watching. Not for recognition, not for attention, but because excellence is a habit. The 2026 Patriot Games are searching for exceptional students ages 14 to 17. Students ready to compete, ready to lead, ready to show America what they're capable of. $250,000 scholarship prize pool. Applications are open now. Your story, your opportunity, your moment. Applications now open. Freedom250.org. America's next champion could be you.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's July in Tucson. No time to gamble on a cheap AC install. Some of the other AC names got bought out by investment companies and won't stand behind their installs. We stand behind our installs with a 1-year money-back guarantee. Family owned since 2001, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Call 520-492-0748 or online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
Your next success can begin sooner than you think. At University of Maryland Global Campus, undergraduate and most graduate classes start August 12th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It was good to finally see the Mercury get a win over the weekend, and in doing so, make some history, as it was Dewana Bonner and Kalia Copper taking advantage of the awesome passing of Elisa Thomas.
And nevertheless, her team within 5. Akoa Makani, where's she going to go with 4 to shoot? Copper got a takeover here. A blow by Copper to the basket.
I mean, you talk about attacking the top foot.
Low-scoring Sunday battle. The Mercury, they've dropped 5 in a row. They're desperate to get back in the win column. Bonner! How did that one go in? And a little shimmy.
21 points for Dewana Bonner Sunday in a 72-63 win for the Mercury over the Connecticut Sun. It was a back-to-back, or at least consecutive games. They had played the Sun and lost at home on Friday night, but got the win on Sunday. In the process, Dewana Bonner became the all-time leader in rebounds in franchise history with now 2,322. Coincidentally, she broke the record of her former teammate and opponent that night, Brittany Griner, who, of course, now plays for the Connecticut Sun. So really cool there for Dewana, who came back last season to now hold that mark in the history at the with the Mercury. And afterwards, she talked about not only that, but just really, she scored 21 points, trying to become an offensive force for this struggling team down the stretch.
Just trying to be aggressive and trying to figure out different ways to score. I've been playing a little bit of the 5 since Mac been out, so I started out playing, coming off the bench, coming in as a guard, but just trying to figure out where I can score and how I can score. I don't know if it's more so of being a little less athletic. I've always been one to let the game come to me and read the game. So just trying to figure out where I can fit in during that game plan, because each game is different, so just that.
DB, congrats on becoming the all-time leader in rebounds.
Uh-huh.
I know I asked you a couple of weeks ago when you became the number 2 all-time leading scorer, and now you're the franchise leader in rebounds.
Uh-huh.
Have you gotten the chance to take a step back and just kind of look at the body of work that you've had over your career with these milestones lately?
Not yet. it's tough to do when you're in the midst of a season, especially a season like this where we've been so, up and down right now. We're just trying to get as many wins as I can, and I'm just trying to do whatever it takes. So once I retire, whenever that is, then I'll look back and kind of reflect on everything. But right now my focus is just trying to get some wins when we can get some wins.
Hey, Dewana, it seems like you're good for 6 to 8 points a game on those backdoor cuts with AT. And that chemistry was developed in Connecticut, obviously. Just what goes into having that telepathic chemistry and developing that over time on those cuts?
Yeah, I think you just see it throughout the game in general, because I think Kyle had, 6 to 8 points off this exact same cut. And it's just when you play with someone with a high IQ and can pass the ball at, every level and figure out her teammates and where they want the ball, it's kind of easy. So she's just a phenomenal passer, and she reads the game really well, so it makes it a little bit easier on us when we're to cut.
DeWanna Bonner, 21 points on Sunday. Again, now the all-time leading grabber of the ball off the glass for the Phoenix Mercury. She was in this season of history, dating 30 years now for the league. She was the number 5 overall pick for Phoenix way back in 2009. DeWanna Bonner. Pretty impressive.
And she's fourth all-time in scoring, but there is somebody at the top of that list, so she probably won't pass with the Mercury.
No. Diana Taurasi.
Probably not.
10,000
not going
points.
to pass that.
10,000 points, 10,646 points. Brittany Griner, obviously, is also on that list, 5,572. So we'll see. I mean, she's got some. I mean, she's not going to get that far, but she's still got some time to rack up some more points if she continues to play.
Tina Charles.
At the level. Tina Charles. That's another name.
She is the all-time leader.
Yep. On that list.
If we could talk Mercury really quick.
In terms of rebounds or?
Yeah, Tina Charles, all-time WNBA rebounding leader, 4,262. Yeah. I did the math yesterday, DK, because I was curious, and the Mercury this year are 2-9 versus teams over 500.
Yes.
Meaning that 7 of their 9 wins this year have come against teams under 500. Well, guess what? There are 8 teams currently in the playoffs. There are only 8 teams that are over 500 right now, meaning that the Mercury, if they want to turn their season around, they got to find a way to beat the good teams in the league. That's biggest issue currently, is that they're the only 2 wins are that first one they had against Las Vegas, that 30-point win, the outlier, and then on that back-to-back when they wound up beating the Fever 2 weeks ago. Those are their only 2 wins versus playoff teams this year.
You want to win in the playoffs, you got to beat the best teams, because guess what? Typically in the playoffs, that's where the best teams end up. So very, very bad sign for this season for the Mercury if they hope to have a chance at reaching out for that one of those
and it's
wild
not
card
like
spots.
It's, let's see, they're 5 out from a playoff spot,
Right. It's not impossible, but definitely based on the sample size we've seen so far, not great.
All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Rayshawn Kaiser, head coach of the Tucson Sugar Skulls, joined us earlier on the show. They're going to play San Diego to wrap up the regular season, and then they're going to see San Diego, the best team in the West, again to start the playoffs. I asked Rashawn about having to do that in consecutive weeks.
Very good team. They're number one for a reason. They kept that group together all season, both offense and defense. So a lot of those guys been there. When we look back at our film when we played them week 4 or 5 of the season, they still got the same roster. So the chemistry is there, and we know that we have a tough task going up to San Diego. I think they only lost 1 game in San Diego this season, and that was against the Rattlers. Outside of that, they've been pretty perfect at home. And so we know it's not a tough task going up there to beat them, but at the same time, we feel like we match up very well with them.
So when you know you're going to play a team that you're also going to play the next week in the first round of the playoffs, how do you approach that in terms of what you show, in terms of what you think they're going to show? How does, I mean, is this almost like, I mean, again, since it really doesn't matter, is it kind of like a throwaway game where maybe you play some guys that haven't played?
Yeah, I think on both sides, we're both going to do that. We're going to play some guys that we want to evaluate, see if they can help us in the playoffs. And I know they're going to do the same thing. We don't want to show our cards too much. I'm sure they don't as well. it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to kind of be like a preseason game in a way. I hate to even say that, but not so much as going out there and not playing hard. It's more so going out there, trying not to show what we're going to do the following week as far as game plan wise.
Right.
So try to simplify things on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I know they're going to do the same. I think both teams would be a fool to go out there and put our playoff plan on when we got to turn back around and play this thing again. So, we just gonna take this game, see if they're gonna give us any P's and Q's to help us, or give us any insight on them next week's playoff game. But I love going against San Diego. Like I said, I feel like we match up very well with them, and like I said, I'm looking forward to this matchup.
On the defensive side of the ball, Rayshawn, Rafiq Abdul-Wahid on that defensive line, 6.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss this year. What's kind of stood out about him as being the anchor on that defensive front?
Rafiq is a great player. I love Rafiq. Just such a great player. There's not much I can say about him. When we need to make a play, and I talked to him about the offseason, when we need to make a play, I'm looking for Rafiq on 3rd or 4th down to get that sack. And he's been delivering this season, and he's been a monster. And, I hope he gets the accolades at the end of the season that he deserves, because I feel like he's a great player, and he's been that anchor on us on that defensive line, the whole defensive line. I'm just not going to single him out. John Brooks, Isaac Anderson, and Tyquez Legg, they all kind of played a factor this whole season, and that group been together since training camp. So we haven't made any moves there, so we was very happy with that group up front.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Rayshawn Kaiser, head coach of your Tucson Sugar Skulls. They'll play Friday night to wrap up the regular season in a game that does not mean anything over in San Diego. The game that means something will be on Sunday, August the 2nd, in the first round of the playoffs. All right, real quick. Pickett with cricket. She says over 1 million people. I asked her, will over or under 1 million people vote tonight in the Republican primary for governor? There are 4 candidates. So 4 years ago, the number was 831,000 that voted. 831,508. So we'll call it 832,000 people that voted in the primary 4 years ago. That was one that included Carrie Lake and Karen Taylor Robinson were the top 2 candidates. This particular one, you've got Andy Biggs, David Schweiker, Scott Neely, and Ken Maselli. Will over 1 million people vote? We'll find out tomorrow. Get out. You got about an hour left to exercise your right that's afforded to you here in the United States of America. Thanks to Rayshawn Kaiser for joining us for Dragon Ball, J-Dub, and cricket. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock right here. DK on the Sports Tip. Have a great night, everybody. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With a collision I-10 westbound near Alvernon and some slowing. Wreck in Sarita, Rancho Sarita Boulevard and Sarita Road. Colb Road and Sabino Canyon reported crash on Greasewood north the Speedway. And wreck northbound Colb at Irvington with heavy backups. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oh, that grinding and squealing. What are you going to do about that?
Time for new brakes. The chain store never has what I need.
No worries. Go to RockAuto.com for name brands at lower prices.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona.
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, success is yours for the taking and the making. and nothing should keep you from it, especially not an application fee. Apply now and we'll waive your application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
If your windows can't keep up with the heat, it's time for an upgrade. At the Window Depot, windows are what we do. Biggest inventory, best prices, guaranteed. Found a lower price? We'll beat it. Shop in stock or custom vinyl windows, built for efficiency and style. From one window to full home replacement, we help you get the right windows for less. Lower your energy bills and stay comfortable year-round. Visit a location near you or order online at thewindowdepot.com.
Right now, somewhere in America, a student is training, a student is studying, a student is working when nobody is watching. Not for recognition, not for attention, but because excellence is a habit. The 2026 Patriot Games are searching for exceptional students ages 14 to 17. Students ready to compete, ready to lead, ready to show America what they're capable of. $250,000 scholarship prize pool. Applications are open now. Your story, your opportunity, your moment. Applications now open. Freedom250.org. America's next champion could be you.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Your business isn't a science experiment. And at Cumulus Digital, we never treat it like one. You shouldn't have to pay an agency to test theories on your dime. At Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute. Our proven framework delivers results 25% better than industry standards. Visit cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
And now, a no-frills ad sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You can save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tuned to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
The day shuts down. The games light up. This is BetMGM Tonight on Westwood One Sports.
Hey, welcome on back to BetMGM Tonight here on Westwood One Sports. I'm Pat Boyle. She's Kate Constable filling in for Brad Evans. And we are brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. Hour number 4 of this Tuesday night show kicks off right now. You can watch the show live on YouTube. Just search BetMGM Tonight and hit that subscribe button. You can watch the show live on Twitter at BetMGM Tonight. And you can listen to the show on the Westwood One Sports app, the Odyssey app, SiriusXM Channel 375, and hundreds of local affiliates throughout North America.